What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our stream. We are going to be broadcasting one of the lower bracket games in our Valorant qualifier, but we're not going to be observing it. We're actually going to be using a player stream as the match is currently underway. So, yeah, we're going to be jumping into that in just a moment. And let me see exactly whose perspective we are going to be checking out. But I know it's the Code 7. It's going to be Inertia from Rolled, and it's an Rolled versus Code 7. So it's going to be a nice little matchup to watch. I know we were just talking about the other side of the bracket with Big Frames and ABC, so couldn't tell you exactly who is going to walk away the victor here. I haven't even touched over to the other stream to see where they're at, but yeah, what are your thoughts here, Seema?
I really want to see how Big Frames and ABC do. I'm not sure if we're going to catch that game completely, but Code 7 enrolled. They've got a big task ahead of them. Whoever comes out on top, Big Frames or ABC are two really stacked teams. And so right now it's not even half the battle for them. They're right now focused on the match at hand, of course, but they've got a whole nother beast that is going to be waiting for them in the losers finals there. But I think both these teams have a chip on their shoulder. They've got a lot to prove in the upcoming match here. Code 7 obviously had a pretty good time statistically in the qualifiers yesterday, but lost to Prospects in round 4, and then just after that it was difficult to climb their way through losers. Rolled, on the other hand, have a lot to prove when it comes to playing up against Code 7, and then as they move forward, there's a lot of games left for them to really knock it out of the park.
Once again, I muted my mic. Once again, this is really where like the matches get close. I mean, we're in the lower bracket with the best of one. There's no coming back from this, and it's the second day. There's just the last qualifier, so we're gonna see them really fight, tooth and nail just to make sure they have a chance at that upper bracket, because they have Prospects waiting up there, who was waiting up there yesterday also for MSPAS, who's currently our first invited team, who, it was a little bit of a back and forth, but, not only are you fighting your way into the upper bracket, but you're going to be going into that upper bracket with a little bit of a disadvantage, being that there is a, upper bracket advantage, just one map. So you have to win not only the first BO3 for the lower finals, but you also have to win 2 in a row in the upper bracket. So, we're going to see either an underdog story here, or we're going to see, an absolute domination. So we're going to be jumping right in here to Inertia's perspective. Code 7 versus Rolled. Looks like Code 7 is currently in the lead with an 8v4. They are on. We'll have to actually take a. It's the player perspective. So they're going to be on the defense. It's going to be a Rolled coming in with a slow push onto attack. And this is the interesting thing. We currently have the same information that Rolled has right now. So we don't know what the defensive setup looks like. We'll be peeking in on A, but it looks like an A plant to me.
Yeah, they'll start to push on through, but it'll be Nicholas that finds the first frag, and it's just Code 7 picking them apart one at a time. But friendly reminder, this is the pistol. But Code 7 winning that one out. Gonna make things maybe a little bit more difficult here for Rolled. I believe it's this. I'm trying to figure out if the sides are correct. It is Inertia on Rolled, but Rolled being on attack, Code 7, I believe, on defense.
Yeah, that's the thing with the player's perspective, that it'll be consistent the whole way through with attack and defense. Their eco's not great. I mean, it's pistol round, and you know what? I apologize. I thought I was being big brain. I thought you were wrong. Much like Evolution, I found myself in a bit of a pickle as Evolution's going to fall.
And we're going to see Code 7, again, start to be picked apart one at a time. Rolled, we have to understand that they had the economy heading into the second round of this half. For them, it means, okay, we've got the money. Rob Wood's going to get a 4K with the Marshall. just one at a time. Raw Boys, you can see there, 19 kills already in this game, top in the charts. And on the side of Code 7, we got 10-10, 5-4, and 2. Definitely not ideal for the scenario. Obviously, only winning 4 rounds for them. Rolled are in a very interesting position here, as they just need 2 to get to that match point and then take the victory. But for Code 7, it's actually really tripping me up a little bit, because Inertia is on attack, but he's got the green color of defense. It's really tripping me out, but I know that when we're watching from the observer's perspective. But again, for Roll, they actually only need 2 to win, 2 to get to that match point. So they will look to do so here in this third round of the second half.
Yeah, I mean, so I think they're going to probably do a little bit of a peek here onto A. Obviously, they have that Cypher cam set up on the branch, per the use here on Haven for using a Cypher. I think most teams usually run a Cypher on a Haven for attack. The thing that's actually pretty interesting is we haven't seen too much Omen play in the upper ends of the in the brackets here. Rolled is running through, and I don't necessarily know who is on the Omen, but definitely interesting. I think Omen's probably been at this point one of the least picked agents, and I think, like I said, Breach being initially the first one that not a whole lot of teams felt comfortable playing, but Omen is very situational. Those teleports are, if for against a better team, they can hear them and call them out. His ability to teleport across the map can throw people off, and his smokes are pretty nice, though. They're very similar to Brim's, where you can place them down at specific parts of the map, but the only difference is you do give up a little bit of your positioning when you do it, because they come from the direction that you have to send them, and also being that, you can, once you're inside the smoke, you can actually see. So, being inside your own smoke is not as ideal as being inside, for instance, Brim's smoke, who completely obscures your vision. As we're going to see, they're going to go for a B plant here, as they're going to smoke out both A and B sides here. Actually, they don't, looks like they only planted. No, okay. So he didn't necessarily commit to it yet, but now he's going to commit. Cyber Cage comes out as the tripwire is set. They're going to go for the plant on the side of C here. Guns coming in. They're all sort of stuns. Breach comes in, and he's just stunning everyone left and right. Defense rolling through, taking care of the attackers here. There is now one person down on the side of defense. Sonar arrow comes out. You have the camera. They have all the information they need to keep this secured up. Shoots through the smoke after getting that recon dart out, but doesn't catch anybody. And that's going to be what I appear. Is that a recon drone kill? That couldn't be what that was. What's that?
That would be a. I don't even think it does damage. I'm not even sure if it does damage.
That was definitely an icon that I'm not used to seeing, but Sova did manage to take him out, and that's going to be defuse here from the defensive. That's going to be 11-4, and their eco is in just a rough of a spot as they are right now, and being 4-11.
Yeah, definitely a difficult spot here for Inertia and friends. I'm going to have to double back and say that you were correct. It is rolled on the left side and Code 7 on the right side. These colors were just tripping me up a little bit. It's just maybe I need to get my eyes checked out. I don't know. But nevertheless, rolled in a difficult scenario, as Code 7 are 1 away from that match point, and we see here Inertia with the Sheriff. Fault line going to be pushed down banana, but again, the smokes are going to come through. It looks like it's going to be a couple of pistols and a couple of assault rifles on the side of Rolled, and they start to push on through. Kaplan will start things off, as that'll be the Rolling Thunder that tries to push them away. The spike is down, but they will pick it back up. But another fault line will daze them all up, but nobody will turn the corner. It's Foe that'll get the kill onto Biotic Rain. He will actually somehow, through the chaos, find 3, and it's another round for Code 7.
Absolutely dominant play here. I mean, they have this is it for them. They need to win this, or they're gonna be sent back. They're gonna be rolled. But this is where the champs are made. So, they have the spike, which appears to be going through garage, or at least they're gonna drop it near garage and peek out and see exactly who's covering that. But once again, Cypher hanging out towards A, where Cyphers like to just kind of vibe out. Gonna see that the smoke come in from Omen, so Omen is on A. He's just going to wait on A short, wait to see if there's anyone who's going to be trying to rotate around as they push forward. Not a bad play to do. And that was a stun that was just that was almost like heat seeking there. He knew exactly where he was hanging out, obscured his vision, took him out. Now it's a 4v5 in the match point here, which decides who moves on. Evolution getting the first frag here for the attacking side. Locations revealed. He's going to drop the dart, but now they know that he is on B, but the spike isn't there. So are they going to fully commit here to the defensive on B? No, and that's going to be two for Foe. Foe knocking him down. Foe being the wall that stands between them and a chance at going another round here. That's going to be 3 for Foe.
Wow.
Sov is the last one here. He's going to put down Foe, but now he's in a rough situation. He needs to go for the plant. He's got the bomb on B. Is he going to commit the plant? It's going to be 1. There's going to be 2. There's only 1 person left. If he can get this kill, that they're going to live for another round. If he can't find this now, that's going to be it. They're going to be knocked out of the match, and that's going to be, I believe, Code 7 who moves on. He's going to move out with the knife here, and I think he's going to rotate towards B. See, we don't know where the enemy is. We are in the same situation as the attacking team. We don't have this information. He's going to plant on C. Now he's got to play the game of, does he know exactly where they're going to be? He puts out the sonar dart just to try and track him out. Isn't able to get that intel, but he's going to rotate towards C long, and I think he's going to hang out in cubby, wait for the defuse here, or at least for the signal here. Here comes the breach charge. Looks like he knows exactly where he is. It's going to be 2. He tries to go for the kill, but it doesn't matter. He isn't able to clutch it out. That's going to be it for them here, as I believe it is rolled. No, I believe it is Code 7 who moves on. Still great play there. He was saved it for his whole team. But, alas, that is it here. As, Code 7 moves on.
I love how Evolution there at the end said good online game period. He was just straight to the point. Obviously, if you're on the side of Rolled, can't be too happy about that loss. 13-4, especially in the lowest bracket. You got to re-strategize. Think about the next Nerd Street Gamer tournaments that are coming up. How are you going to reposition? How are you going to come out on top out of the opposition, which, like you said earlier, some of these teams keep coming back and they're competing time and time again for that prize pool. And for Rolled, it's back to the drawing board for that next tournament, as Code 7 will move on. And we'll have to see who they will face up against when it's ABC going up against Big Frames in our next matchup.
Yeah, the other match on the other end, with Big Frames and ABC, it's going to be it's 9-7, I believe, with Big Frames in the lead. ABC under with 7. So, but that's still close enough for it to be, a match there. We don't know who's on attack or defense or what map they're on. I'm sure the producer might whisper in my ear at some point and he finds out that information. But until then, like I said, we're in the dark, just the same as you. But ABC is currently winning. Actually, see. That is what I get.
I feel like
that's what they say.
I feel like a radio host right now. I feel like we're casting baseball back in the 80s or something like that. I feel like we're just waiting for the call.
Still, I mean, listen. I mean, as slow as Valorant is, still a little faster than baseball. Listen. I'll say it. Not a big fan of baseball here. No, I've just started getting into soccer. Joining the rest of the world in sports that are good. Big football fan, hockey fan, love it being fast paced. But I like my esports like I like my sports. I like them to be action packed, and I like those moments to be big. And CS:GO and Valorant are a lot like football, where like there's a little bit of a build up, and then you finally get that you get that action, that you get them to clash, and it's one of the reasons why I love football. Yes, people like to trash on it and when I say football, I mean American football. For my friends in the EU who might be tuning in, yes, there is. It's a 12 seconds of action, but when it happens, it's intense. You don't know exactly who, if he's going to manage to catch, or they're going to run it, so on and so forth. But like I said, that's one of the reasons why I'm loving this game. I come from Overwatch, which is just constant action, and it's great. But I feel like my lungs are 3 times the size from just trying to keep up with casting that.
I come from League, so we got a lot of downtime in League. Sometimes I, as the play-by-play, am waiting 20 minutes before something actually starts to happen. Yes, the developer has gone through leaps and bounds to shorten the amount of time for a play-by-play to wait, but it's still nowhere near close sometimes. And sometimes it's a respect thing, right? And you could even find that in Valorant as well, where teams are just waiting till the last possible second, like that 40-second mark to execute onto a site where we're waiting for that action to start things off. But yeah, I definitely feel you on that. Probably my favorite sport would probably be basketball. It's at times constant action, and at times not really that much. It's just kind of business as usual, just shot after shot. But when we're in that fourth quarter, that's when things start to really heat up. And I feel that same way for Valorant. When we're in the last 4 rounds, or when it's match point, things really start to get interesting between two teams.
Yeah, and much like basketball, this right now Valorant is a lot about the players. You're seeing the big names rotating around. There's not going to be solid 5-mans until there's a meta that's kind of laid out. They say don't learn one agent. You need to spread out your your capabilities. But the good thing about Valorant is that no matter what your utility is, your gunplay is essentially the same. So we were watching the stream yesterday, and they brought up a good point about Wardell CS:GO, who's currently moved on, but he's on Sage, and Sage you wouldn't normally think of being the player on your team that's a top frag. She's super heavy on the utility. She's heavy on the heals. She's more about being the CC. So seeing somebody like Wardell, who's typically fragging out and like being aggressive, taking that role, it then makes a little bit more sense though, because when you're on a composition that needs entirely utility, then there's not any real other spot where you would want to put him, because being Sage, usually one of the last to live because of that fact. So that's really where all this big brain play is coming in. You're seeing these teams come up with these rosters, even the teams that have been announced. These like they're not set in stone rosters. I think it was Dizzy's. No, I didn't really read full in there. I don't think it's a full squad that is playing with Sony's team for the tournament, but I have to reread that tweet and see how they worded that. But it just goes to say, it's like basketball where it's about the stars right now. It's not necessarily about the team.
Speaking of stars, we have somebody like Sinatra who's competing tomorrow in the Invitational, dropping his Overwatch career, just plopping it out in front of all the journalists to scrounge up, and then now he's moving on to professional Valorant. Speaking of that Invitational, of the teams that are remaining, we've got Big Frames, ABC, Rolled moving on, Prospects waiting. How do you think that they're going to shape up? Like, I'm only going to assume that Brax will potentially compete in the tournament tomorrow, because obviously he and ACK are assigned to T1. There's a lot of pressure from MSpaz and whoever is going to else make it up in the qualifier. How do you think these teams are going to fare up after watching them a little bit yesterday?
So the first Invitational we saw was very heavy on the creators. We saw teams like Kefri, we saw teams like, I'll have to dig through it, but even just look at the ESPN tournament. You got more creators than you have competitors, with the exception of the Apex squad, who are, some really awesome players like Mendo, who comes from Overwatch, swapping over to Apex, and now swapping to Valorant. When it's creators versus players who've been grinding semi-pro and pro CS, chances are they're not going to fare too well, especially if they don't come from CS. But this is different. You have teams that, yes, they are creators, they are streamers, they are players that focus a little bit more on being the face more than the player, but they have that background of being pro players. They have that background of working with a team constantly and building up that strategy. And now there's $25,000 on the line, so it's anybody's guess on how this goes. But I mean, when you have a squad like MouseSpaz that is raring to go, and we haven't even figured out what the other teams are from the other organizations. We only have I think it was the T1 rosters, and I can look at the T1 Twitter and tell you exactly right now who they've put out. But let's see. So like they just announced Sony's team at 2 hours ago with Swish, Strong Legs, Thief, and Anger CS. Super strong squad. Not necessarily a squad that's been playing together for too long, but still a strong squad. Scrolling down, you have team of qualified MouseSpaz. Then you have Kurt G's team, who's also on T1. Not Val, Caboose CS, Ultra, and Whitmer. Other CS, like I said, anybody's game. I don't have predictions here. I'll have to leave it up to somebody else.
I think the Sentinels roster is absolutely scary. We've got Sinatra, who has adapted to this game very, very quickly. We've got Sick and Shazam, who've got so much history when it comes to CSGO, playing on like 3 different teams together. TSM, Misfits, they've just been together for a long time in CSGO. And then you got Zoms, who's just this, I'm not sure if he's an Overwatch pro or an Apex pro, but he's coming with a very decorated background as well. And then you throw just the X factor of Dizzy into the mix, who's been fragging out of his mind, just clip after clip on Twitter. I'm excited to see what other teams are going to be announced, as we are obviously still waiting for Big Frames and ABC to finish on up. But out of the teams remaining, I think winning today is going to feel good, but they have got a whole nother ball game tomorrow that they need to take care of, because there is going to be a pretty big threat with the rest of the teams that I'm going to assume, I hope, are announced. The rest of them will be announced today.
Yeah, we'll just have to sit and wait and see. Be sure to watch. You just got to follow T1 on Twitter, and it's the easiest @ in the world. It's @T1. Follow them. Turn notifications on. Like, why wouldn't you want to be the first one to retweet whatever sick roster comes out? I mean, we still don't even know who else they're inviting, but with squads like this, it's shaping up to be an amazing matchup tomorrow. Like I said, the first couple tournaments we saw with the creators have been fun and it's interesting to see, but this is where it's starting to get to the nitty gritty of like who are really shaping up to be the pros in the scene when this game comes out. Riot has done a fantastic job so far with the third-party support of the tournaments, which I think is integral to set up any esports scene to thrive, which only makes me more excited to see their fighting game that's coming out soon too.
Oh yeah, oof. I'm ready. In high school, I had a stint with Street Fighter. I am ready to cook up. There was the Darius preview where he's just taking the axe and smashing someone to the ground. Man, I want to get in on that. Send some of that my way. I believe, I'm just going to throw out a prediction. They're probably going to release some sort of secret footage during the EVO Online version that they're doing. They're probably going to throw out a little teaser there, because a lot of the people that are from EVO are working on that project. So going to be excited to see. Man, Riot's just been doing such a good job, and I'm really excited to see how the future of Valorant unfolds right before our eyes. I can't even fathom how many like, guys, we're forgetting this is a closed beta, and Riot has just been allowing these tournaments to come tournament after tournament, and they've been put on so well together. Nerd Street being one of them. It's just been such a phenomenal sight to see from a developer, and it's refreshing. I feel like it's very refreshing for FPS fans across the board.
Got a quick update from New York, from the office. It appears that we have the score for the other game. It is Big Frames actually losing out to ABC. See, my producer, he thought I was gonna get it wrong, but it was ABC who actually took the W there with 12-9. So actually, like I said, we thought Big Frames is gonna be the ones to step forward and win this one out. No, it's ABC moving forward to face off against Code 7. So a little bit of a upset there, but still ABC is a stacked roster. We knew that was going to be a close game. Leading in the other direction, though, ABC does take the win. Big Frames really powering their way through the bracket, though. I want to see who knocked them down. Let's see here. It was actually Sablol, the team that is waiting for the lower bracket finals. They're the ones who knocked them down. So, like I said, if there's a team to be knocked down by the team that is aiming for second right now, or at minimum third, not a bad team to fall to. But GG's to everyone who competed there. Really great roster there. But we are going to take a quick 5-minute break as we set up for this Code 7 ABC match. Stay tuned. Stay frosty.
Hey Mike, you ever feel like we're missing something? Come on, Ike. We have kebabs. We have a fan. Oh. And we have music. What could we possibly be missing, Ike? Yeah, I guess you're right.
Wow, that sounds like a big one, Ike.
That's it. That's what we needed. We needed more Mike and Ikes. It's been so long. I forgot about our legacy, Ike. I just wish there was a way to get more. But it's the last box. The last box on this deserted island. Wait, if E equals MC squared, and Mike and Ike's are made out of fruit, and fruit grows on trees, then based on the principle of candy versus the square root of the circumference of the earth, then... Huh. I can't believe that worked! I guess they are fruit flavored. Oh, good one, Mike! Yes!
People wanna talk that talk in reality. You have not seen me in action. You think the come up comes overnight. You ain't behind the scenes. Trust me, these things don't just happen. No shade at Gerald, but G's don't come easy when you tryna eat out producing and rapping. I read that contract you sent me to sign, but excuse me, I can't help myself, I'm just laughing. Hey, you tryna cut out a piece of my pie, and I asked you politely, what's it that you offer me? Yeah, I produce all my own beats, and I have no intention of losing my publisher. Yeah, independent individual, boy, I've been eating off passive residuals. Yeah, let's be professional. Thanks for your time, but I had to decline at that principle.
Mega me up.
You're the last one. Complete the mission.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Valorant Nerd Street Gamers Invitational Qualifier, the second qualifier to lead us in tomorrow's big day where the T1 qualifier, the winner of today will come away with $2,500, but with a pretty big invitation to tomorrow's games. ABC going up against Code 7, two teams that have proven up until this point that they are worthy of the spot, will face off in the losers finals. Puns and buns. We're about to enter into a map that is going to be really contested between these two teams. They obviously want to come out on top and face off against Prospect, but first they obviously have to face Same Law, who's waiting for him. How are we feeling so far going into this next game?
I'm very excited. Like I said, ABC completely blew out my prediction. I thought Big Frames was going to be the one to dominate, but ABC having the roster that it does they had a couple showstoppers in there themselves. So this is really anybody's game. We saw Code 7 with a close match last round with against Rolled, who was another team of heavy hitters. So, I think ABC is setting themselves up for a good chance at running here. I know we just saw that Split was banned. I'm not sure exactly what map we're going to be next. It could be either Haven or Bind, which from what we saw is not the map that we were watching before anyway. So, if we go to Haven, we already know that Code 7 is pretty okay there. If we go to Bind, we'll have to wait and see. We did see that awesome clip from Psalm, though, from ABC on what I believe to be Split. So, like I said, anybody's game here. Heavy hitters all around. Just going to give them a minute to set up the lobby. One of the things that, keeps things rolling through. But all in all, we have prospects. Looking at the bracket now, we have prospects waiting in the grand finals. The upper bracket is done. And whoever moves on from here, if I can pull up my bracket fast enough, whoever moves on from here will have to face off against, I believe, I guess it will be Same Law, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it will be Same Law, so we'll be playing against in the finals.
That could be very tricky. I think for keys to the match that's going to be coming up, we have a heavy hitter on Code 7. We saw Foe, or Fa, however you want to pronounce it. I know it's pronounced in a multitude of different ways from different backgrounds, but Fa, he's a heavy hitter on Team Code 7. He's going to be the one to look out for. If he's taken down, expect the team to really pick up the slack. They're going to need to if Fa is taken down. And on the side of ABC, it's Psalm, who's time and time again, I've seen him in a multitude of tournaments. There's always that heavy hitter. If he's out of the picture, he's the one that's playing usually Breach. I've seen him play a lot of Breach. If he's entry fragging and he gets taken down, the team might start to fall apart. If they don't have that clear voice, that distinct voice that is telling the rest of the team how to execute, how to react, how to act, ABC may find themselves in a tricky situation. And like you said before, Big Frames is not a team to be just messed with. So a 12-9 close game, we'll see how Code 7 are able to take ABC to similar straights.
Some interesting things to note from our tournament yesterday. It was actually, let's see here, just make sure I'm looking at the right brackets here. It was, I believe Spot Up was the one who knocked out ABC yesterday, leading us into, it was. So Spot Up knocked out ABC yesterday in the lower bracket finals. Now we had a little bit of a reverse. It was actually ABC who knocked out Spot Up to move forward. So, they are coming back with a couple of new tricks in their book, but also, there's not a whole lot of information you can get off of there, though, because, we don't know what maps they played, and it's a best of one, too. So, that dynamic does make it hard to really have an opportunity to show the full story. Now, once again, like I said, we don't want people to sit here until 12 o'clock tomorrow night, waiting for tournaments to go. So as much as I would love to go and watch best of 3 all the way through, I do need to eat. I do need to sleep. So, it's a shame. But what's not a shame is that we're going to be seeing Bind. So we're going to be going to Bind for our best of 1 here. So a bit of a neutral map. I haven't watched either team play on Bind yet. So we'll have to see who gets defense first, though. That's where it comes out. Yeah. You get a strong offense first, you're almost guaranteeing the win on the defense.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be super key for this match, especially for two heavy hitters like Fa and Psalm. They're going to be trying to be as aggressive as possible, and if it's going to be anything like we saw in that last match up against Rolled, it's Fa who's going to be on the Omen, creating some pretty interesting plays, pushing in aggressively, throwing down to dark cover, able to push through, using the shadow walk to get through enemy lines and try to get a little bit of a positioning advantage. We'll see how ABC are going to be able to react, because at the end of the day, loser goes home, and you miss that opportunity to really put yourself on a much bigger stage tomorrow. The 2,500 is not even, it's a big prize to win, but there's a bigger prize waiting for you tomorrow where you get to be put on a big stage in front of thousands of people. There's going to be some of the best competing in this tournament. So a lot riding on the line here for ABC and Code 7. We'll see who comes out on top. And Bind, like you said before, neutral map. It's all up to skill. It's all up to who outfrags and who out strategizes in this coming match.
Yeah, I know we did see Foe on the. We saw a lot of Foe on the Omen, and I'm really hoping we see some Omen play here on Bind because I've been playing a whole lot of Omen. It's a lot of cheeky stuff that you can do. I think that if you use Omen right on Bind, there's a lot of awesome plays that you can pull off. We haven't seen too much of that, throughout the whole tournament. So, Foe player I'm going to be looking out for. Hope we'll see it there. But sometimes you see, the swap from Foe, Phoenix, and Viper. Like, usually that's the rotation that I've seen. Viper also probably more viable here than Omen. So, I'm probably going to see either one of those on Foe. But the standard, once again, like just looking at the standard for what people are choosing, Sage almost always a given on every single team. That's like, for those of you coming from Overwatch or familiar with Overwatch, that's your Mercy. That's like, you're going into it with some sort of a support character. Why not have heals? The addition of Breach giving everybody that flash. I don't think there is a better flash in the game. Phoenix has an okay flash. You have to kind of get around the corner, and like even watching some of these pro players play. We put out a tweet yesterday with a clip of someone getting a cool 2K, but not before flashing himself, which was the obstacle he put up for himself. Like I said, it's really hard to control. You can only use it around the corner, but Phoenix, you have to use it at a wall. But this is Valorant. It's only walls. There's not a whole lot of open ground for you to not have. And I think that was the biggest fear in earlier iterations of the game, where people didn't want to play an agent that needed a wall to operate. But at this point, like, if you can't find a wall, you're either blind or, I guess, on A split.
Yeah. I think when it comes to Phoenix, obviously some of his drawbacks may be that the flash isn't as reliable as Breach, but he's a great entry fragger. When you have that ultimate available, run it back, just push through, get some information, and you can even walk away with a couple of kills or two, depending on how you play it. And he's just got an interesting kit that I think still has a lot left to be explored. But like you were saying, Breach just a lot more reliable with the crowd control that he can put down. And have control of some of the sites, just flash and then aftershock and then, rolling thunder and fault line. Like, he has a lot of tools on his tool belt that he can take care of a team and stop the push through. Phoenix just feels more of an entry fragger that has a lot of tools that he can play for himself. Like, he's a pug star, he's playing for himself, whereas Breach is a lot more team reliant. And that's why in early iterations, you have all these content creators that are playing together, and then they pick Breach and like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm flashing. I don't know where I'm sending this. But you put it in the hands of somebody like Steel. You put it in the hands of somebody like Hiko, and they really show you how to make that agent work.
Yeah, it's for those of you guys who are waiting for the tournament to start, they are picking their characters very slowly, very surely. I mean, you get 90 seconds to pick your agents. Let's speed it up, guys. Come on, we got a tournament to get. We have people waiting. We have a Twitch chat who's wondering why we're sitting here at a screen waiting for gameplay when the gameplay is happening.
Yes.
Well, it's not happening yet, but we're waiting for it to roll. So, I wish there was a TO button. I was just like, you're locked into whatever you're looking at, but but we'll see. We're letting them pick. I mean, it's Bind. There's a lot of different ways that you can approach Bind. We've seen teams with huge comebacks on Bind too. So, thanks you guys again for your patience as the players are taking their sweet old time. So we're going to be cutting the gameplay very soon. Welcome to, I guess, the Simo and Puns podcast that this has turned into as we talk about the teams. We can, if you close the tab, you can hear us talk about, the different things, and you can go on about your day. But don't do that. Don't actually do that. Don't worry, the gameplay is starting in just a moment. I don't know how many times I could say that before they actually choose their champions, but, we'll see. That's what I wanted to see, the transition slide. Now we're in it with ABC versus Code 7. And we don't have to, don't have to vamp anymore. Now it's a pistol round. Rob was hanging around A short. Good defense set up over. Got about 3 on A, 2 set up on B. Everyone, you got the attack kind of pushing forward over on B long. They managed to get the orb without much contest. A little peek over there from the box. Get the pot shot over onto Psalm.
We see Psalm here on the Sova. Usually see him on the Breach, but they do have a Breach on their team already. So when it comes to playing a Sova, that's actually the agent that I started out with. The reason why I swapped off is because it's near impossible to land the Hunter's Fury. If you have no idea in relation to where the other agent is that you just tagged, it's really probably the biggest brain agent around. And you put it in the hands of somebody who can carry like Psalm, you're going to be having a good time, in my opinion. So we'll see how he does, because now the push is going to be called up onto that B site. There's one from Code 7 rotating. They'll use the Aftershock to push through. Up in the air goes Rob Wiz, but he will be brought down quickly. But it's a quick trade away. Kaplan off to the side will get a headshot onto 7 Ange. But now it's been kill after kill, and it's all down to Kaplan. But without the spike even being planted, it's ABC that'll win the first round.
Yep, dominant showing here, and we're good. Their eco is set up very well. That's a shame that they didn't get the plant though, because starting out with that plant money is always a great way to go into the pistol round. So while they do have a little bit of funds to mess around with, still a little bit more to be desired, as they seem to be gravitating towards a B push here, putting pressure on mid to start, just to gauge exactly where everyone is at. We're gonna watch as they rotate their way around. Ange is going to go into the bathroom with a camera. Not always the most legal thing to do, but Cypher doesn't care about rules.
Oh, I thought they were going to limbo their way through. They were really hoping that they would have worked, but a little too much off the top of the dome as we see a kill going over to the side of ABC, and now the swing around the corner. The spike is in a very sticky situation, and the barrier orb will stop that push, but it's Pandemonium that'll open up, and a couple of frenzies, and Ghosts will come through. Aftershock gonna try to take out Nicholas, but it's Dawn that gets kill after kill, handing him over a 3K, and it's Tom that'll finish us off. But it was an eco for Code 7. They had pistols, were not able to really buy the weaponry that they needed, and now we will see things start to even out. The tides will turn back into the favor of Code 7. Let's see if they're going to be able to handle the pressure that is ABC.
Yeah, at that point, when you're stuck between a rock and a hard place with a tripwire and someone pushing on you, do you just destroy the tripwire and keep pushing? Because he didn't really have a whole lot of options there. As he tried to he went for the right click. I respect the right click on the classic. Not always the easiest way to get the kill, but he still went for it. And Foe is on the Omen, so we're going to see a little bit of Omen play, more so than we have seen earlier in the tournament. Obviously opting in for the Omen instead of, they're using Sova. But we've seen a lot of Viper play on this map as well. Also no Breach, unless he just died. So I have to go back and check. I do wish the UI did keep the operators in the top part of the UI, but it's going to be the only time I talk about the UI. I'm not a certain 3-letter caster. But we're going to be going forward here as the attack. Still, Kaplan is going to be breaking right through that wall. Seems as if there's a bit of pressure here on B, but they're not going to commit. When you're 1v2 and it appears the bomb is in mid on A.
Prepare for hellfire.
Oh, that's going to be bad news. Rob Wiz will get down to 94, and it's kill for kill so far, down to a 3v3. Fa up in heaven, trying to get the spray down, but won't tag anyone just quite yet. Spike has been planted. Now this is his opportunity to really turn up the heat, but he's not as healthy as he'd like to be. But that'll be the heal orb that comes through. Fa now reloading. Gonna throw down that dark cover. Headshot with the swing from Kaplan. Wow, Gangsta will answer back, but it's now a 2v1 Fa, the last member remaining. But the spike will start to take down. He's gonna try to get onto that spike. Maybe will look to defuse it. Fakes the defuse, looking to U-Haul. That's where the last member is. The jiggle peak not going to connect. There's the dark cover. He will look to try to defuse, but the spray through, the jump in from Gangsta, and he will take him down, winning round number 3 for ABC.
Yeah, I respect the fog. You know, that was still risky. There's 2 people left. You know, they know where they planted it. They know where the spike is. They're gonna push on you. And he tried to full commit. So, you know, respect the play. Don't necessarily think that was probably the best option you could have taken there, but you know, they're now in an 0-3 situation. So, you know, we'll have to see. Defense, and once again, this is a defense-heavy map, so having 3 points already on the side of offense is putting ABC in a great spot going into the next round. But Code 7 really needs to hammer down on this round. I don't necessarily know what the eco is, but when you have a Sage holding out, a Bucky, probably not that great. It's already you have Rob Wiz falling.
Yeah,
Some
gonna be rough.
Kaplan.
Som will find a frag. Yeah, onto Kaplan across the map, and now a 3v5 Code 7. Very sticky situation. Nicholas here with the Ghost, looking at his perspective as Lex, which we will be switching on over to. Very difficult for Code 7. You want to be winning these rounds on defense. Bucky not going to connect. Oh no, still trying to get a couple of those shots through, but the investment will not bode well. It's frag after frag, and they'll make their way onto that B site. Last member remaining, it's Fa. We've seen him time and time again do a lot of work up against Road, but will he be able to do the same work up against ABC? 7Ange be the first person that Fa sees. Now swinging around the corner. A couple of those shots won't connect, and the flick back around. 7Ange will dome Fa. And now 0-4. ABC in the lead. 4 rounds up. Gotta be feeling pretty good about that, especially on attack.
This is a nice spot.
See how Code 7 bounce back.
You know, that inaccuracy when walking will be the death of you. We saw him turn that corner and try to get some shots out, and while that crosshair may have been where it needed to be, but you know, didn't necessarily do exactly what you needed to. But there was also 3 people in mid. There's not a whole lot you can ask for when you have a sheriff. Not a whole lot of a firing rate there. A lot of stopping power though. You know, they're just going to have to, you know, regroup, go again as they're going in 0-4 on the defense. Defense still has an advantage when it comes to position. The operator comes out onto the recon drone. They now have a little bit of information that you have someone hanging out over on Heaven and A with the operator. So I wouldn't even bother trying to contest there unless you're going to push forward and try and take them out. You know, they don't really have too much smoke options here, actually. I mean, they have Brim and they have Cypher, but you have to commit that to Heaven if you want to go for the A push, and at that point they're going to rotate around. 3 people on B. B is all stacked up, ready to go. Camera up, watching A short. Gonna be no surprises there for the attacking. Got shot down. Trying to think about the approach. They still have the bomb hanging out over on the B end of market. So nobody's committed to the push yet. You're gonna have the bomb picked up, and it looks like they are gonna rotate towards A. They're going to try and flush out that op that's hanging out in Heaven. He takes a pot shot through the smoke. Smoke essentially sets them up to get a plant at U-Haul. Ange is going to go down. Here comes the Cypher ult to give them the critical information. Now they know where everybody's at. They already knew the op hanging out in Heaven. Bo going in, trying to get a shot out, but gets caught out by Gangsta. Rob is rotating around, goes for the op shot, but is able to rotate out. Utility goes for the shot again, misses again while it's Gangsta. Gives Gangsta a second. Torque catches Gangsta though, and they're going to have a chance to keep here. Cyber King's getting a little bit of cover, but not enough cover as Cypher comes out and completes the plan.
And ABC just on an absolute tear these first 5 rounds. They are planting the spike and then holding on to that site for dear life. We see here a little bit of a standard economy for Code 7. It looks like they will have enough to buy, but it's going to turn into the save instead. Maybe it was only Nicholas that could buy. He's the Mr. Moneybags on the team over there, but a couple of pistols. They look to get the advanced weaponry in that next round, in round number 7. But for round number 6, they're going to get aggressive and push through showers. We'll see if the mow down is ready to happen. They will swing around the corner. Shots will come through with the Sheriff. They've tagged one, but it's Fa that will end up not having the HP that needs. Som will find a couple of kills, but it's Kaplan that will answer back valiantly. Now a 3v4. ABC still looking for their opening. And that opening will look to be on that
I
B
know
site too,
exactly
rotating
where
through
you are.
caves. Neural Theft as well going to be used to see where everyone is located. As it is Lex on that site. He's going to swing around the corner, check all his angles. See a couple of heads coming in from defender spawn. They'll just back away, and now let's see how they take this site.
Tremor coming in from Nicholas just to set off the point to see if they have a chance here to go ahead and do a push there, but there's a wall waiting there for them, and here comes another Tremor from the back. Coming in with Ghost and makes the Ghost up itself, but isn't enough to finish us out as there's a whole squad there waiting for them. Not a whole, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of hope going in there. They obviously were going for the eco round. They went really aggressive knowing that, you know, the chances of them winning the round were a lot lower than, you know, there wasn't a real big chance of them winning that round, running in all pistols. So playing the aggro, take the commit, play the cheesy play. Now they have guns. Now it's a game. You have Cypher setting them up for a B push at least. He set up both of his tripwires here. On the side of the defense, very heavy on the B. It looks like another aggro B defense. So they're really just... There's the wall onto B from the defensive, so now they don't have that wall now.
Nowhere to run.
Rotation coming out over to A.
There goes the Hunter's Fury trying to tag a couple of members, but I don't think he was able to get anyone just quite yet. But still, it's back to the default for ABC. Poking and prodding, gathering informations. They have to respect Code 7 here, knowing that it's very likely that coming off of an eco that they're going to full buy, especially at this point, they're on a consistent loss streak. So anytime they eco, it's guaranteed that they will have weaponry for that following round. And here they are ready to go. It's a long-range shock dart. Not sure where it's going to land, but it doesn't look like it landed on anyone just quite yet. Still ABC back to that default, ready to execute on that A side. Spike is in hand. Camera will come through. Here comes the Rolling Thunder, pushing in through U-Haul. It's Rob Wiz now trying to look through the smoke, but a beautiful smoke coming out from ABC, covering the truck, covering the entrances from Tetris. And now with the spike planted, Rob Wiz not able to really do that damage, but now with the smokes clearing, he will look towards Showers Fall as well, going to open things up, but it's a 4v4. Code 7 trying to make their way back onto the site. Som and Gangsta will find 2 kills. Som with another, but it's Fa that'll answer back, but it's all down to him. Can he 1v3 now knowing where the remaining members are? He'll push through U-Haul. Gonna try to use the paranoia to open things up, but it's Gangsta who remains resolute and finds the frag that he needs. And a 7-0 start here for ABC is scary as we are nearing that point to the second half.
Yeah, scary doesn't even begin to start it. Speaking of scary, though, Gangsta has just been on... Really, for a bit he was on top of the board. Som has been answering a lot of those frags, though. You've been seeing Gangsta with the early pickoff. The Som has been kind of coming in clutch. A lot of those plays, you see Gangsta with the bigger, you know, catching to 3. Som will catch like 1 or 2, but usually a lot more critical. For instance, on the plant, catching them, you know, on the rotation. So both those players really scary to play against, and not surprised that they're neck and neck there on the leaderboard. Rob Wiz looking to dodge judgment, and Hookah with that judge. Watch very slow but sure push onto long. Here comes the orb from Omen. Doesn't connect to anyone. It's a pretty difficult orb to connect with, but what's not difficult to connect with is his what I believe to be a phantom. Catches 2. Judge still waiting there in Hookah for an unsuspecting guest to join them. Camera aimed at the wall, just waiting for someone to come over towards A short.
No charges left.
Defense coming in a lot stronger than they have been. There's only 2 people left. Breach is the one with Brim is the one with the spike. Catches 1 to start off the push here. They're hanging out over towards A, but there's 3 people waiting for them at A and still 2 at B. So either way, it's going to be a uphill battle for them to get this plant down. Dawn gets targeted out. He's going to go teleporter, not where you want to be when you have someone waiting for you in Hookah. He's going to rotate around. Is he going to be caught out? No. They rotated out. Now they're going to wait for them below in hell. That's going to be
Very rough scenario. 7-Ange now going to try to push his way through Hookah. He was able to get a couple of frags at the start of that round, but not enough to save the day, but still it's Code 7 that are going to put a round up on the board. And they're going to need to put a couple of more, as there is only 4 rounds remaining in this first half. We could see a 5-7, but ABC feeling very, very comfortable about this first half. When we swap over to defense, they will look to continue that push, because at the moment, Code 7 can only get a maximum of 4 rounds, and if ABC have anything to say about it, they will fight tooth and nail to make sure they can get an 8-4, a 9-3, even a 10-2 would be a good position to be in for ABC. We'll see how they're able to do, as Code 7, obviously off of a win, have the economy to continue to frag out for a few more rounds, but as we are nearing that end of this first round, ABC are looking to stop that momentum, and they'll start things off with Lex getting the frag.
Yeah, right to the dome, and you know, I mean, they don't have a whole lot of utility to mess around with. You do have your Omen, who does have his ultimate, but that's only really good for getting behind the enemy. And right now, when they're pushing towards you, getting behind them isn't going to help you too much, because it seems as if they have no problem of doing that themselves, just putting themselves in enemy lines. 4v4 scenario, though, you do have the Brim and Cypher ult, so once somebody goes down, they will know exactly where everyone is, and they can use that Brim ult to secure the plant, so they got to be very careful about that Hellfire. Or, you know, once they get that info, they can just put a Hellfire wherever they think everybody's just kind of hiding. Here comes Breach, using a little bit of utility to clear out the box. 2 on B, 2 on A. Looks like they're going to try and put the pressure back on A. Ooh. Seems like they have time to, though, because they still have 2 on B who need to rotate over. So now it's a full stack pushing forward. You have the teleport from Omen, so that's going to be good for the defense. Headshot coming in from Robwiz, making it as a 4v3 scenario. Headshot is up the clock. Now, if they're going to plant, now it's down to either need to wipe or they got to get that bomb down. Spike is planted now as a 45 seconds reset on the clock. Now it's the defenders who have to push forward and go ahead and get this bomb down. Bomb undefused. Get the bomb defused. I can't find my words today. Dawn, looking for the Hellfire. He's going to be waiting for the audio cue. Gonna drop it. Is there enough time to get out of there for the defense? There is. Foe catches him, and they're going to be able to defuse here, getting their second point of the round, but only as they have only a few more rounds on defense to really finish this out.
I think if you're in the position there of the Brimstone, you save that orbital strike for when you hear somebody trying to defuse. You know, you stay held up in U-Haul and you try to bunker down. I think using it a little too early. Like, you want to stall as much time as possible if you're in that scenario, especially considering, like, while the spike does have audio cues for how much longer there is remaining for it to obviously explode, but there is no visual cue, so you just kind of have to eyeball it, play it by ear. But especially in that case, you're waiting for it to start to speed up in those audio cues. But nevertheless, we are in a new round number 10 here. So we have 3 rounds remaining. I believe it's 3 rounds, 10, 11, 12. Yep, that's 3 rounds. We are in round number 10. Robwiz here with the operator. Economy looking quite good for Code 7, but an operator a very expensive buy. So for ABC, if they're able to knock down Code 7 here, it's going to be a very rough economy for the remaining 2 rounds. So a couple of pre-fire shots here for Gangsta, just trying to gather information. The Ult Orb will give him Rolling Thunder, which another ultimate online for ABC means pressure. Means they can push in. Means they can create an advantage for themselves in trying to open up a site. But let's see how they do so far, as they're just gathering information so far. So with 50 seconds remaining, they have to act soon.
Yeah, and if they don't get the Sage down first, they're pretty much looking at a 6v5 scenario, because she does have that res up ready to go. But Tacker's still playing it, hanging back, playing it cool, and this is not ideal, being that they have 30 seconds left to plant, and the bomb is hanging out. So they're going to be looking at adding 8 push here. And all the utility comes out as Robwiz finds Gangsta, one of their top fraggers, to know if, as long as he can find Sam, he should put himself in a little bit more of a comfortable spot. And he does. Robwiz at 1, but there's still 2 people waiting for that. Sage has the spike, has the red. There's going to be time there. Core coming in, catching Dawn, and returning the favor, catching it. Lex goes down. No res here, only a Cypher and a Dream and a Spike that needs to be defended, and there's not even going to be enough time to defend. Like, Omen comes around and is able to, well, it looks like he's not going to be the one to defuse. It's going to be Cypher. A little bit of debate there on me, but that's okay. It's going to be the 3rd point. 3-7 going into the 11th round here. The defense can get themselves 2 more points before the swap goes over. They should set themselves up in an okay spot for maybe a comeback, but still, being the attacker, you are in a little bit of a disadvantage, as the scoreboard may not actually defend that theory, but I think it's just more that ABC has really been fragging out and been setting themselves up for some really great plays. And they play so slow.
This goes here. Yes.
I think in that scenario, I don't even feel like that round was a retake. I just felt like Cold 7 held on to that A site as best as possible, and they were able to stave off ABC, who are now looking like they are on their last 4 spy here. If they don't win this round, I mean, there aren't that many rounds left to begin with, but they'll be in the last final round on an eco. So it's very important for them to win here if they want to continue that momentum. But for Code 7, they're feeling good. Definitely better than they've been feeling for the first 7 rounds. The swing onto Fa will not bode well here for Lex, as he will be taken down with the headshot. Down to 3 members here for ABC, as Fa will also find Som. Now he's still leading the charge, going to push in aggressively, but no one is there on long. Rob Wiz again with another frag with the operator, just finding the kills when they are needed most. Now Gangsta and 7Ange, the last 2 remaining members. Very difficult scenario to be in, but let's see how they do. The reload comes out. Fa will be taken down, but flashed out is 7Ange. A couple more sprays will come through, all down to Gangsta. Got 77 HP. They start to rotate in from defender spawn. Hopping in to the wood. He will try to get the kill onto Nicholas, but it won't be enough, as Code 7 will win round number 4 for themselves. And we head into the last and final round of the first half.
I mean, this is where the pressure's on. This is a BO1. This is lower bracket. Whoever loses here will lose out on any chance of competing in the T1 Invitational, barring, you know, an invitation handed out from T1 themselves. But rough spot to be in. Both these teams, I believe, played yesterday, and they, have been here before. So don't think the stress will be getting to them too much. But 4-7, it's the gap is closing, and we're in the final round of defense for them. So if they have a great plan on offense, Code 7 has an opportunity to bring it back. Here comes the breach done. But Ange gets out just in time with that knife.
Oh.
Hellfire comes down, is going to catch out Rob Wiz. There goes that op. Luckily in the last round, though, so it's not going to be too big on their eco reset anyway, but it will be big in that was a big core part of their defense here on A. Now they have to wait for the rotation from Code 7 here. Probably going to have one go from spawn and one on heaven. But there's people waiting for them there as Ange gets foe and Nicholas goes down. Well,
Where is everyone hiding?
Just absolutely insane gameplay coming out from ABC. The push into showers. Kaplan will try to turn things around. Torque as well will be there, but he'll be taken out quickly. All up to Kaplan now, a 1v3 in the last and final round. Pre-firing around the corner, checking his corners, dotting his I's and crossing his T's, but around the corner is Gangsta, who's hiding in the cubby. He will take him down and give ABC a pretty good start to the first half, 8-4. Now moving on to that second. If ABC are able to win the pistol, that is going to be crazy. That is going to be crazy. That's going to put Code 7 ABC in a position where they can really thrive and their economy will start to balloon. That could even mean the repercussions of winning the pistol could give us a 10-4 start to the second half, and that can be scary.
yeah, I mean, both these teams, whether or not ABC or Code 7 move forward, they have 2 giants that they have to face off against. You have Same Lol, who has been here before. They were 4th yesterday, and now they're guaranteed 3rd. And you have Prospects, who were 2nd yesterday, who are gunning for that last spot. I mean, it's basically just we're replaying our tournament yesterday with these final 4 squads. So Gangsta and the rest of the squad here on ABC, switching over to the defense, do they have what it takes to finish this out and take the next next 5 rounds.
Code 7, of course, look to stop ABC from doing that, of course. They want to be the ones to move on and face same lull. And they want to do so in convincing fashion, too. So far, it hasn't been very convincing for me. 8-4. They've won a couple of rounds, but ABC have definitely had the better of the two. And Kaplan, for a second there, I feel like he thought it was the enemy tripwire, but it was not. In fact, it was his own tripwire. Now they will walk back and forth through market, trying to figure out where they're going to go next. So undecided, still not sure. Looking like it's going to be the B push, but still gathering that information. Again, the pistol round, very rough if you're on the losing end of the pistol. Now they're ready to go. Kaplan will be ready with that push. It's a lot of fake utility on the A side as now they will start to trickle in onto the B7 edge. Lex will be the one that gets a couple of shots. They will find 2 kills, but still one will come through, and it's Code 7 that come out on top. 12 seconds to plant. Can they stop it? It's a 3v3 Aftershock gonna try to stop the plant. Shots will come through. Dawn will take out Pha. A crucial member of the pie will be taken down, and one more member was remaining as Dawn with the 3K. And a round goes over to ABC, winning the pistol in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, that recon just coming in and giving them exactly where they're going to be, Dawn was able to just dominate both of them. Like, you know, that was it. The second they knew where both of those, you know, people on Code 7 were, it was sayonara. So we go into the second round, and as we know, with the pistol round, once you win the first one, chances are got a good chance for the second one. If we look at the scoreboard, of course, you have Ange on top. I was just looking at the stats right now. Currently, Ange is actually the second place leader when it comes to KDR at 1.93 across all matches in the last and today, only to be surpassed by Samul's Buds, who is a 2.13, who you will be facing off against if they manage to pull this off here. Which anything like the last round can contest to. It might be possible. Sam takes down Robwiz. A very early frag here. But Nicholas heard the favor. Here comes the spike plant. Probably the earliest we've seen yet between these two teams. Gangsta getting the headshot out of the foe, who tried to teleport on top of the box, getting shot from Bats as Kaplan looks to approach in. Now going to be smoked out. Trying to throw his tripwire down, but now he can't see. He can't really push forward. And there's a wall there anyway, so they're going to have to break the wall to get in. They managed to do it. Dawn with 2 great headshots, taking out Torque. Nicholas goes and gets Andy Gangsta, following up with a shot out onto Nicholas and Kaplan. And that's going to be it as they get the defuse here, 10-4, on their way here to the lower bracket finals.
ABC 2 rounds away from that match point, and for Code 7, this is their first opportunity in the second half to really get a full buy for themselves. Expect Vandals and Phantoms across the board, but on the side of ABC, they're sticking to their weaponry. They won 2 straight, so for them, they have to be feeling pretty good about the scenario for them. We see 3 Phantoms, we see a Bulldog, we see a Spectre. Usually in the third round, whoever wins 2 in a row doesn't have the economy to get a full buy, similar to the ones that have lost 2 in a row, so Code 7 have the advantage going into this round. They have the opportunity to really show that they can start to win some of these rounds back. But again, it's ABC on defense. We're forgetting defense. Defense. This is the map where defense really shines, and we'll see if ABC will be able to do that as Code 7 already are down a member to start us off.
Yeah, I mean, as I'm looking more at the stats from today, and, you know, numbers are only numbers and not necessarily representative of the whole story, but Omen and Robwiz definitely have made the top when it comes to 2 different categories, Econ and First Bloods. Robwiz being one of the top First Bloods, getting 3 average per game. And you also have Omen, who's been probably one of the best Econ. Like, his Econ has been fantastic. Those who don't know, that just basically means that he's not been spending a whole lot of money and he's been doing a lot. So here, they do have a little bit of opportunity here going in, not with a great economy. The more I talk, though, the more that whittles away as a now 4v3 situation. We already know that the advantage is more on the defensive side here. There is a huge mountain for them to hurdle. Omen smoking out see Sage catching some bullets from Foe. Just as I said, he's good when it comes to being on a budget. Let's see some tricky play here as they go to break down the wall. Here comes the Hellfire as the spike gets planted. Doesn't catch anyone, though. Not even a little bit of damage onto the planting team.
Ooh.
Go. Great shot from Torque, and now the defense really needs to push forward if they want a shot here to this bomb here. Another great shot coming out from Torque. I believe that's 3 from them and Viper. Gonna catch one, go for the defuse. You might see the fake and try to get Omen when he comes out. He manages
Wow!
just in time.
My goodness. 7 Ange. What a monster. He, like, usually when you hear the defusal sound go off, you're like, okay, it's a pump fake. Okay, yeah, okay. He committed to the half point, and then I was like, all right, now I'm ready to fight. And then the peak comes out from Fa. Oh my goodness. What a play coming out from 7 Ange. That could be the difference maker in order for them to move on to face up against Samelo. That could be the play that Code 7 just can't come back from. You know, 1 round away from match point, ABT in the driver's seat, and they've got a brick on the gas pedal. They are definitely zooming on by. But we'll have to see now as Code 7 are ready. They're rip-raring, ready to go, weapons in tow. Let's see how they deal with this push with. It's looking like it's going to be an A-site push. There's a couple of sprays now here from Kaplan trying to make his way into showers, but there are 2 there waiting for him. Rob Wiz with the Spectre trying to get a little aggressive, but Free Fire's around the corner, not going to find anyone just yet as the member that was there has backed away. Now with the spike going down, let the party begin. Bring out the clowns, bring out the music, and we are ready to lock and load as Code 7. Their post-plant positions are in a little bit of a rough space. They're all huddled up around U-Haul, but we'll see how the rest of ABC will now push onto the site. Nicholas will open up the frag. A shot here from Fa. 3 down already for ABC. Rolling Thunder will try to push them off, and now around the corner comes Lex. He will take out Rob's Wiz. It's going to be Torque and Fa that are trying to push their way through. Lex with another down to a 2v2. 7 Ange here with a neural theft. He's going to try to spot them all out. They're behind, but do they have time to defuse the spike? That shot comes out, and it's 7 Ange time and time again that brings it on home, and the spike gets defused.
Like I said, one of the leaders in KHR catches a tripwire there. Now, Ange has just been a dominant force there for ABC. And, you know, just across the entire tournament, he's just been fragging out and being where he needs to be, especially there at the end. That's the second time he's gotten a double kill. And that's the second time he's done it in style, too, with 2 great headshots to finish it out. Code 7 needing to win every single match in a row to finish this out. Are they going to be able to do that? Is either what I believe it's doing my math here. It's going to be 9 sweeps. They have to do 9 plants or 9 sweeps in order to finish this out. And I don't see that in the books for them, but I've been surprised before. I've seen it happen. Happened yesterday too, where a team just found their wings and flew their way through the bracket. Setup coming though. You have Nicholas catching some. Great indicator here, though. It's a 4v4, but they do have the Sage ult on the side of the attackers, which they will use. Kaplan is back. 5v4 for the side of the attackers, as they're going to probably gravitate towards that A. No, I think they're going to go for B this time. They're not going to go for another A plant. That's the second time it's failed. They're dancing. They need to give me something. I don't have any indicators on the board to tell me who's where. I don't know this mini map, so they're going to rotate towards B. They were hanging out there in mid just a bit, still trying to see exactly where most of the defense was, and it looks like the heaviest of defense is on A, so they have 1 person waiting there.
No more charges.
B for them, and I didn't even know you could flash out the camera like that. It seemed as if he was going to be able to cover the camera, but Cybercage comes in, and catching one from someone who comes through, catches Sova.
They found my wire.
Shots coming in from hallway, and it looks like he is surrounded. There's just more targets to shoot at as he catches 2. Only 1 more person to catch, and it's going to be the one with the spike who goes down. That's going to be it for Code 7. ABC takes the match in style and leading the kill board, not only here, but across the tournament. Pretty impressive stuff, if I do say so. Myself, Fo, on the other end of the leaderboard as well. It wasn't enough to carry the team into a victory there, as they're looking at, we're looking at the scoreboard again once again. So yeah, we have Foe here with an amazing combat score of 304, but not enough KDA yet. 24 to 10, 16 to 15. So, you know, definitely Ange by a long shot taking the lead here.
Yeah, we talk about players like Som who are going to come in and be the driving force for the team, and maybe he was as an in-game leader. But when it comes to Ange, he just was out of his mind, fragging left and right. You really have to tip your hat to a player like that. They started off on an attack. They had a great first half. Moving into the second, they just sweeped. Once they got their hands on the defender side, they were able to hold them off round after round. And I think ABC deserves to move forward. And now they will face off against Samelol, who, full disclosure, Samelol has beat ABC before in the finals. It was the Vanguard Championship Series a little way back when. But a lot of time has passed since that tournament. ABC, as you see now, is in full form, full swing, ready to frag out, and their team is feeling good, looking good. That's the next game we have up on the docket, so Samelol better be prepared for what's to come.
Yeah, and I mean, the best part about this is going to be a fight at the top fraggers, as we have both players who are leading in KDR playing in this matchup right here, while you have Sage on the side of Samelol, which, once again, what I had said before is it's always interesting to see a top frag being your Sage, but Cypher, also an interesting character, but not too interesting when you know his whole thing is having that information and then playing off that information. And Ange, the entire time we saw it, he would set himself up. He knew exactly when to stop the defuse. He knew exactly where they were going to be. You know, he was the playmaker and definitely the MVP of that match there. But this is going to be probably a super exciting match, because I do believe this is going to be a best of 3 too. So this is where we're going to see the scrap heap. We're going to see a huge, massive fight. But I do believe we're going to be getting into the lobby shortly. Going to be looking more towards the bracket. Just let's take a look a little bit more, see where they, where they come from. Let's take a look at yesterday's bracket to see. ABC, I did believe they fell to Samelol in the top end of the bracket yesterday, and then they lost to Spot Up. But let's see here, as Simo can cover a little bit more of what we just saw as I'm looking at the bracket.
I do see that ABC fell from Champs are here in the upper bracket of round 3. And then once they fell, ABC lost to Spot Up, who, of course, is no longer in the tournament. So maybe their kryptonite is sent packing home. They'll be able to move on forward. But for the side of Samelol, they lost to Prospects and then immediately lost to M-Spaz, which, again, unfortunate seeding for them. M-Spaz is just a force to be reckoned with. It's very difficult when you're going to be going up against them. But this time around, they have an opportunity to do that, and they have an opportunity to turn things around. So we'll see, what are they going to end up doing up against ABC. It's going to be an interesting match, nevertheless. A lot more competitive than the one that we just saw, I think, as both these teams are ready to lock and load, and Samelol is hungry for that grand final spot.
I'm actually pretty surprised that we don't see Champs here in the bracket today. I was just looking to see where they ended up, and to believe they didn't register in, which is a shame, because yesterday they did extremely well. I believe making it as far as the winners finals. They made it to the winners finals against Prospects, where they went 0-2, and then when they fell down, it was M-Spaz who ends up taking that over them. So why we didn't see them today, I couldn't tell you, but I'm sure wherever they are competing right now, they are doing phenomenal, because there's a lot of great talent on that team. But we are going to be getting into we're going to be getting ABC versus Samelol very shortly. I do believe we are cutting to a break, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I heard that wrong. All right, we're going to be cutting to a short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Hey Mike, you ever feel like we're missing something? Come on, Ike. We have kebabs. We have a fan. Oh. And we have music. What could we possibly be missing, Ike? Yeah, I guess you're right. Wow, that sounds like a big one, Ike. That's it. That's what we needed. We needed more Mike and Ikes. It's been so long. I forgot about our legacy, Ike. I just wish there was a way to get more. But it's the last box. The last box on this deserted island. Wait, if E equals MC squared, and Mike and Ikes are made out of fruit, and fruit grows on trees, then based on the principle of candy versus the square root of the circumference of the earth, then... Huh. I can't believe that worked! I guess they are fruit flavored. Oh, good one, Mike! Yes!
People wanna talk that talk in reality. You have not seen me in action. You think the come up comes overnight. You ain't behind the scenes. Trust me, these things don't just happen. No shade at Gerald, but G's don't come easy when you tryna eat out producing and rapping. I read that contract you sent me to sign, but excuse me, I can't help myself, I'm just laughing. Hey, you tryna cut out a piece of my pie, and I asked you politely, what's it that you offer me? Yeah, I produce all my own beats, and I have no intention of losing my publisher. Yeah, independent individual, boy, I've been eating off passive residuals. Yeah, let's be professional. Thanks for your time, but I had to decline at that principle.
Nigga me up.
You're the last one. Complete the mission.
Every time, every single time,
There-
Punts.
we-
Come on, man.
We are going to have a counter up soon for how many times I've started a broadcast with a muted mic. Once again, what I was saying while my mouth was moving and words weren't coming out. We are here at the Valorant Qualifier, and we have two amazing teams with many amazing players here coming out. We have two of the top fraggers of the entire tournament, Ange and Buds. One Cypher player, one Sage player. Who is going to be the ultimate top frag? We're going to be finding out very shortly as we have the vetoes coming in. First veto is bind, so we're going to either Haven or Split. What are your thoughts here?
Well, if we're going to Split, Split is every caster's wet dream. Unfortunately, it is every player's worst nightmare. So it's a little bit of both when it comes to Split, but Haven is probably going to be the preferred map for both these players. We'll see if Split ends up getting locked in. A lot of people hate Split, but I personally love casting it. I love the different choke points. I love seeing how it all plays out. And definitely the verticality of it is a lot of fun to watch. But for players, it's like bashing your head up against the wall, not sure where you're going to come out on the other side. So it's always that mid control. It's always trying to push through B through a really small, narrow hallway. It's trying to push through A, going up ramp, or going through that small chokehold that leads up into default. A lot of different opportunities on Split, but I think both teams may prefer Haven instead, unless one team is more practiced on Split than the other. They may use that to their advantage.
Yeah, and I feel like out of all of the maps so far, we've seen most of the special Cypher cams happening on Split. Looking at our list of exploits that we are not allowing in the tournament, it's just, it's Haven, Spine, and then just Cypher and Split. So players have really been testing this map for all the different nooks and crannies and little fun little things like the Venom wall that you can pull off with Viper. So, it is a box of chocolates. You just never know what you're going to get. It's a whole lot of fun. And, Haven, coming into the scene initially, everyone thought Haven was probably going to be the least picked map in the first tournament we did. I said that, I think I was updating $100 to the first CS team to pick Haven first. That money has gone undonated in that first tournament because no one wanted to play a three site map. Now you almost see it exclusively picked over Split because, yes, Split is a little bit more traditional. It's a little closer to CSGO, whereas there's a traditional mid and there's a traditional, kind of A and B site. But Haven is a little closer, though, to that, being that, yes, there's a middle site, but, it's a lot more about what you do and less about the utility and the ultimates. And, it's almost like the true gunfight mechanic map, whereas Split, it's the cheese, it's the fun, it's the things people love to see on broadcast. And, we're still waiting for some of the players to finish up some of their picks here. But, thinking about what we just saw, I definitely think that, we may see maybe one or two swaps of the agents on the side of ABC just to face off against same low here, being that, we won't see the breach switch, but maybe see a swap from the Cypher for a Sova or something that'll give them a little bit more of a edge to know exactly what they're facing in, especially if you go to Haven.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of Viper on Haven. You see a lot of Viper on Split. Really good use offensively and defensively. I've actually been seeing a lot more Viper Split being used in mid when it comes to Split. But when it comes to Haven, you don't really see too much Viper. She can be used quite well, and we have just gotten confirmation from New York. It will be Split that comes in finally. So very interested to see what the agent selection will be, as it's kind of the wacky tobacco wild card when it comes to maps nowadays, like you were saying. When we first started out, not going to be the map that people really thought was going to be so crazy, but now that we're going to be seeing it, very interested to see which team will come out on top, since I feel like Split, it feels like not a lot of teams get a practice on it, because Bind is usually the preferred map to play on, especially when it comes to best of ones. You can really show how practiced you are and how skillful you are. But we're just going to have to wait and see. Both teams are ready to lock and load. The vetoes are done. Agent selection is coming up. Puns and Buns, what are some predictions for this match coming up? Who do we think is going to come out on top, and who do we think is going to fall from the graces?
I mean, I think that ABC comes in easily at an advantage because we know that Cypher is kind of big here on Split. A lot of players run him, and Ange has been their kill leader when it comes. But Sage is also another standard pick that everybody's been picking. But you know that edge, I think, might put them over the top and give them a really good head start as they try to figure out what their strategy would be coming into this, because the attack and defense does kind of set up the tone of the round. Because if you start out on defense and you lose very heavily, it does kind of mess with your mental and make it a little bit more difficult to fight forward and move into the move into the game. And honestly, I think I'm going to give it to ABC here. The other thing I was thinking about too, and this for the higher end of teams, it's not really something that we worry about too much, but the fact that there is so many Cypher exploits and there's so many gray area bugs where some things are allowed and some things are not, when it comes to being actually on broadcast, it makes you wonder if that has an effect on people's Cypher play. If they're worried about, is this gray area bug something that I'm going to be called out on, or is it going to be something that I have to worry about the TO saying something about, whereas when you're the lower bracket, you're not being streamed. The only thing you have to worry about is the other team calling you out. So, I don't think either one of these teams would be a team that has that issue, but definitely something to consider. Oh, well.
Let me just tell you that yesterday we played, I casted the Toronto Valorant tournament, and we ran into that exact issue. There was a spy cam that was used in Hookah that you cannot see the spy cam, but the spy cam can look down and can actually look above and over. Not that that really ever matters, but because it wasn't visible to the attackers, they had to redo the semifinal, which is insane. That was kind of the call that was made there at the time. But you're right. We're still in a situation where Cypher is probably one of the very few agents where it's very difficult to understand, okay, is that camera legal? Will that fly? Will that not fly? A lot of Cyphers have found spy cam spots that are legal, and they just stick to them because they know, okay, I can get that information. But only time will tell how the developers handle those types of situations. And when Riot first releases their Valorant tournament, that rule set may be kind of what standardizes for tournaments to follow, but we have wait to see a tournament from Riot.
Yeah, I mean, just another update too. It seems as if the map that we had said was the map may not necessarily be the right map. They think they picked the wrong map, so it's anybody's guess on what we're going into here. So it's just one of the things online. The online world has made definitely a lot more interesting coming from LAN tournaments. Like for those of you who don't know, just tuning in at the Nerd Street, but we're primarily LAN tournaments, and we'll talk a little bit more about the vamping stuff after the action. But guess what? They did pick the right map, I guess. We're gonna go to Split, and we are on Split, and it's the pistol round, and you have ABC here on the defense. Frisco, kind of hanging out over towards A. We did see the swap. We have a raise, and we didn't have a raise before, and I couldn't tell you for the life of me who was and wasn't raised last map. But going in on the side of Same Lull, you have the Viper. We were just talking about the interesting of the Viper here, but I believe you're watching just a very slow play, taking mid control, and I think the names do need to be swapped up real quick, as it is Same Lull here on defense, not ABC. Gonna be the first falling down, Frisco, for Same Lull.
That was a very funny interaction. Blast Pack going to be going down, and Buds will just take it down. But the barrier orb will stop the push. It's a 4v4. Spike has been planted. But the pistol round still could go anybody's way. A couple of headshots. Oh my goodness. Lex just frag after frag, but it's evened out to a 2v2. And Ange now on the breach. One of the last members remaining here for ABC. Still trying to hold onto the site. The Spike is ticking down and down and down. The first member going to rotate onto the site. 7 Ange will find Duck. One more member remaining. The Roomba will come out. It will not clean up the kills that it needs to, as ABC will win the round and start off with the pistol. Ha!
I almost thought we were going to see the kill at the end there with the Roomba onto onto the brim, but didn't manage to connect. But still a great first attacking round here. Is the Viper does add a little bit of an element of difficulty. You have a whole lot of great utility there. I mean, you have a smoke that does damage. You have a wall that, you know, really cuts out. Like, you know, her kit is definitely something that I don't think a lot of people feel comfortable playing with, and, you know, really getting into the nitty gritty of. Smoke coming down onto B. It looks like they're going to try and... They didn't go for the output. They tried to go for the fake, and connection right there. Dawn is just...
Excuse me? Oh, what was that? Yeah, what was that? Dawn just... I'm going to take this orb and take your life at the same time. Like, what? Who even does that? What a great shot from him. We already see a couple of trades back and forth on the map. Shorty and Judge, I believe, were the Bulldog. Not quite sure. Now it's off the feed. Doing great work. Frisco moving down into sewers. But ABC are poised and ready. They're going to push onto the B side. Molotov going to push Butts away down to 5. The spray will come up. He'll try to get a jump shot onto Lex, but it won't be enough. Now with the spike looking to be planted on that B set. The rest of same low. AGM going to swing around. It's Lex with a 3K. And down to 1 member remaining. Coming in from Garage. Odds stacked against him with a Shorty of all things. Let's see how he performs.
This is the true definition of hanging out with a Shorty in a dream. This is just... He's going to hang out here by Garage, maybe get an exit frag, but there's no way he's going to be trying to engage here. He doesn't... There's just no way. You know? Did he just walk right by him? I think he did. I think he just literally walked right by Frisco.
Oh, here he comes.
And
that's one. Has to reload. Yeah, he got one. Dawn will take him out, but I mean, at the end of the day, this is an opportunity for Samuel to get their full buy here, regardless of taking down however many members were left. ABC are still going to have enough to buy. They've won 2 straight. It's not that big of a deal for them, but still a valiant effort to try to take a couple down. But for St. Louis, they're full buy. This is the first competitive match that we'll see out of them on Split. The most defender-sided map in the game right now. So they need to start putting rounds on the board, or else ABC will start to run away with the match.
See a push from Som here onto mid. Throws out the Venom Smoke. Set up a wall 2 here on mid, so it seems like they really want to put the pressure there. But I think it's more so that they have options and less so that they can push it in. Connection made by Ohai, catches 3. That is not a spot that you want to be in. Stuck in mid with Ohai looking down from above. Dawn looking to make the same move here, pushing forward very slowly. Maybe thinking there's no way that he'd be waiting for another person. But Ohai is. He is, in fact, sitting here waiting for the approach from Brim and didn't even get there as Budge finds him himself. Stage the last one alive, and that's going to be a 4K for Ohai. Absolutely cleaning up on that defense round, bringing them back onto the board. And with 4 alive, their economy looking great. Lots of saves there. ABC winning the first 2 rounds, so they're going to be in an okay spot, but probably not where they want to be. Not a whole lot of buys that they can make, whereas you have a full stack here, full buy from the defense. So this is where you see the defender's advantage start to come in, because until they can really start fragging out, they're going to be literally facing an uphill battle as you have to either go through vents or face heaven on B to take this here. Roomba coming out, going to be sweeping off of A. Not a whole lot of intel to get there as the smoke came out, and you know that gun could have came from anywhere. It looks like there's an approach trying to mess with the sound cues there. You hear the jumping around, maybe trying to get them to be ballsy and push forward. Justice rains from above there with the grenade on top of the point on A, coming down, pushing them forward. But everyone's stacked up on A for a push while the defense is spread out, but still ready for a rotation. You have couldn't tell you who it is, but you do have someone on B sweeping around. I'm assuming it's the Cypher. He's going to be sweeping up all of B. Yep. So Cypher is sweeping up B. I think he knows now that there's no one here, no one coming, and he has time to rotate from the back of B. Full push on to A here. First frag coming out from Frisco. Shutting down this push. The second one finds ahead.
Yeah, but the spike now being planted. It's a 4v3. Frisco hiding behind map. He's going to get a couple of shots that he's going to need to dodge out. Around the corner comes Lex, but Duck will make the hero play down to one member. It's Sam. A couple of shots ring out. He's out on the site, but Buds will take him down. And Same Law will put another on the board, putting us at 2-2 and evening things out. ABC going to default back to very likely an eco round for them, as Same Law are in the swing of things.
Yeah, I mean, he was setting himself up for success there, playing a little bit of Matrix play, dodging the bullets there behind the wall. They pretty, in an intelligent way, put the bomb in front of the, in front of the point. When you have a chance to put it out in the open, put the spike in the open, almost kind of the smarter play, because, your opponent can't come and defuse behind cover like they would have been there. But usually A is pretty well covered from heaven. You can have the rotation from ramps, rotation from long. So putting it down and open is only really an option if you know for sure there's no one coming your way, which they did. They had a great opportunity to sweep here. Offense looking to push forward. They're all spread around, putting pressure pretty much everywhere. But when you put pressure down, sometimes it comes down and hurts you a bit, as they do lose one. Going into this 4v5, ults are on the board here for the attacking team. They have the spike and they have a Brim and Raze ult, so they can clear out with a rocket if they opt to, and Cheer rotating around with the Sheriff.
Flash out.
Looking for a pick.
Now the push in, AGM holding this angle down mid ramp, trying to look around the corner. Remember, this is an eco round here for ABC, so the push in is going to be very scary. We have Ohai waiting on the other side with a Phantom, and a Phantom he will look to be. As he now the push in, flashing light, he will get mowed down as they will push through, but it's kill after kill that comes out for ABC, and now it's down to 2 remaining members. Think about it, ABC has now picked up a Phantom. They will rotate over to A, but it's split double duty from Same Law. We got one on B and one rotating through A. It's Frisco that will be the only one left on the site, but ABC now has the opportunity. They even have a showstopper and an orbital strike, so they can start to look for information. Around the corner comes Don. Frisco will take him out. Now they drop down onto the site. Shot from Frisco. He will mow them all down. A beautiful 3K out of him and win the round for Same Law, putting us up at 3-2.
Yeah, I mean, if I were ABC, I just would have went for the plant there. I mean, I know they wanted to clear out, the back of A, but really, when you have Frisco there and he's ready to go, you have that info. You know that he's the only one there. I wouldn't even risk it. I mean, 2v1, it's a pretty good bet that you might win that fight. But Frisco has proved time and time again, it's not about how many people come at him. It's really about how much opportunity you're going to give him to frag out, and he always takes that opportunity. Once again, you have the offense here, putting the pressure out on all corners here, just looking for an edge. Defense also, it's pretty, pretty well set across the board. They're all spread out. Have Venom Wall coming out onto mid. Ohai missing the op shot, but taking a lot of damage as he rotates back towards Heaven. Now they're going to be pushed up a little bit on A. You do have someone rotating onto B. I believe he's going to be hanging out in Heavens as well. So he may be looking to put pressure back on mid. Venom Wall comes in.
For you.
Now it's just
Buds
shot after shot.
Yeah, Buds is just sitting in the toxic cloud. He's determined to stay in post. AGM will find a kill onto Kingston now. The peak from Ohai, but they will start to push in. Another toxic cloud will come out. But still, ABC undecided on where they would like to go. The spike is still near the A site, so they will have to bring it back on over to that B site. It's going to be an orbital strike. It'll find Ohai, a pretty crucial kill. The operator is now down, as they will now look towards to push onto that B site. Duck will be the one that tries to stop the push. A mow down there of the barrier orb, but now here comes Psalm. He will get taken down by Buds. A couple of kills now come out. It's a 3v3. Orbital strike as well, and Buds with another defending the site. As there are still 2 more members remaining, they look to plant the spike, but it's Buds on the other side. It's a kill for kill so far, and the last member remaining. But it's AGM cleaning on up, putting us up 2 rounds over ABC.
Still not managing to find that plant, but they did a good job of clearing out the point, and a whole lot of CC there with both sage walls being set up. Definitely seeing a lot of pressure being put on mid. Not so much here, though. It looks like they may just have someone kind of feel it out over there on B. No, they are going to rotate over there. So you have one coming from sewer, two coming from B, as well as two people on A. So almost no pressure through garage. They're almost going to push as far through mid as they can. Some looking for the Venom wall. And you just have two people just kind of like putting out a little bit of pressure on A. But I think they might rotate through sewers as they are. It looks like it might be a garage push as they now have that information of where everyone's at. You have two people defending on A. Now going to need to rotate as they're going to have almost a free push here onto B as one person is holding garage. They managed to frag out and catch him here. They will pretty much get the point for free. There is a cypher cam there, though. They will get that intel. Duck getting the first kill onto Lex, so it won't be as free as they thought it may have been. Still pushing through garage with the spike. Running solo, just looking for an opportunity to go in. The camera is there. Set, though. Watching that point. Slowly but surely, 40 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time for a plant, but they're committing now to this B push. They have no control whatsoever over mid. They have no options but to go into Duck, who is going to gun down right there from B long.
Very difficult position if you are ABC. The resurrection going to be coming out here from Buds. Gangsta has a sheriff in a dream, but that dream will be shattered by the likes of Frisco. Now 3 rounds up here for Same Law. They are looking and feeling comfortable as the ball is in their court. But can we see them take it to the hoop? It is up to them to continue this domination. Again, we need to remind you, this is a defender-sided map. Same Low just trying to scrounge out as many wins as possible. At this point in time, their best scenario is a 10-2 first half. That is the best scenario. And for them moving on, that means ABC will have a 2-round buffer before match point in that second half. So very important for Same Law to continue this domination, because when ABC grab onto that defender side in the second half, it will be rough round after round. But we're not there yet. Still have 5 rounds left to go in this first half. ABC have plenty opportunity to try to turn things back around. They had an eco last round, so for them, this is the full buy for them. So I'm going to actually put the Viper's Pit in mid. Great control of there. That's going to push Same Law off, and now opens things up for ABC. They can only rotate. Same Law can only rotate through defender spawn. They can get control of Heaven. They can get control of Ropes. But Ropes seemingly will be what they try to control here. Now Gangsta going to try to push into the smoke. 7 Ange going to rotate around the corner, kill for kill. It's traded away, but it's a 4v3 now as ABC are up on the rope. 7 Ange here with the flashpoint. Sam as well rotating up into Heaven. But it's so far so bad for ABC as they're just trying to make their way through the site, but the defense is always being able to stop them dead in their tracks. Now Don trying to push onto the site. He's got the spike. He'll find the kill onto HEM. Now we'll try to plant it. Rolling Thunder will daze him down. 1 member remaining. Don just trying to survive here, and Ohio will fall as Don will clean things up, putting up a round for ABC.
That was definitely one of the more aggressive plays that we saw, and one of the first plays that we've seen over on A and Split. They just collapsed in on it as a team, and just letting them fall first and then pushing to ramp. They're really able to take over Heaven, which gave them a huge advantage there in that last fight, even though it was a 1v2. Still managed to win it out there. I mean, it was 2v1 for them, rather. But definitely a little bit more coordinated there as a team together. As you can see, I think they might be aiming to do it again as they take the spike and leave it a little bit more on the A side. Not wanting to drop it anywhere too close, though, as they are pushing towards mid. Putting the pressure there. You do have 2 people walking through garage, just trying to see if there's anyone there hanging out in the back. Obviously, you have Duck, who's got made his little pond here on B's site, setting up his camera and his tripwire. So B is going to be a fight in and of its own, just dealing with all of Duck's equipment that he's laying out here. The push through mid is slowly but surely coming through. A high going to set up a flash. It doesn't look like he's going to commit here, as it's just they're almost like staring at each other through the wall. They know where each other's at, but nobody wants to be the first here to peek to lose their life. Slow orb coming out from Sage. Going to stop any hopes of pushing mid for the next couple of seconds. 30 seconds left on the clock. Going to need to look for a plant. Looks like they're going to try and go for the B plant here as they're slowly but surely pushing forward. Headshot coming in from AGM, catching Sam as he thinks heaven is clear. Bud's waiting for the next person to try and do it himself. Hellfire coming in, assumedly trying to catch Duck out, but they didn't manage to really land it on top of him as he manages to hold out right there at default. Wall set up to allow them to rotate through, but it wasn't enough, as that's going to be another win here for the defense. We can take a quick look at that economy too.
Yeah, I'd love to see what ABC are working with. Maybe not a lot of credits to their name. It's going to be the eco for them, looks like. We are 3 rounds away from the end of this first half. And considering ABC have put up a round, Same Law still are in the driver's seat. For them, this means the potential opportunity at a 9-3 half. And what a weird tripwire I think I've ever seen in my life. Duck able to get a diagonal angle to see who is going to plant the spike. That some of the stuff that we were talking about in the pregame show there. Is that legal? Is that cool? I think it's legal. I think you can see it just fine, but a very sneaky one at that. Sam here ready with the toxic screen, now going to enable it, but again, an eco round for them, so not the weaponry that they would hope for. But if they get a couple of frags, they can pick up a couple of weapons and start to deal some damage. They're hovering around that A site, looking to poke and prob their way through, but Same Law still committing to their 2-3 setup. They've got a lot of members here in mid, one in post. We're going to start breaking down this barrier orb, and on the other side, Saw might be a little surprised what he finds, but the aftershock going to push him away, and now just a reset. 50 seconds left. Let's see how ABC pushes side.
Yeah, Raid gets cut out in the CC there, but don't let that stop you, AGM, as he gets it too as well. Defense coming in strong, pretty much clearing them out all at once, with the exception of Breach, who is just looking for at least a couple frags here, but isn't able to catch anybody with his Sheriff. As Buzz turns around, plays him out with a headshot with what I believe to be the Phantom. Pushing forward though, economy not looking bad at all for either team. Offense probably hurting a bit though from that last round. It looks like they're gonna try for more of an A push, which actually really interesting to see the spike going through sewers. Kind of a risky move there. Yeah, so the attackers are hurting a little bit. They full bought with their equipment, but you know, if you fall here with the spike, having that hanging out in mid is not really ideal. So definitely a risky move here to be pushing that far ahead. Could be just a rotation though, as they're just hanging back out. Slow orb comes in, stopping Ohio from really walking forward. Now they slow orbed vents as well. So anybody who was hanging out in Heaven A isn't going to be able to go forward. Tom looking for an opportunity to catch anybody.
Wow,
who wants
the
to
range on that aftershock is like insane. I thought he was okay to just hide up behind the box, but it was not enough. Sam here with the spike. He's 3 points away from the Viper spit. But now with the toxic screen, they look for a potential push through mid. Ohio will get a frag onto Andrew. Now looking around the corner, he'll try to find a second, but Sam will be the fire that takes him down. Bud's here now waiting in the wings behind the barrier orb. Here's the reload coming through. A little bit more toxic going to be thrown in. The resurrection onto Angel. Try to give ABC the man advantage now. A 5v4. Barrier orb going to be coming up, but Bud's here waiting on the side. Slow orb! Not what you want to have in your hand when Buds turns the corner. Toxic screen going to come up one more time. But now it's a big 4-stack pushing onto A. Cypher still on that B site. They are able to push through, but will they have the frags to take them all down? 14 seconds remain. And now the spike will be planted. Frisco, he's made his way onto the site. Molotov off to the side to see if anyone is in a post-plant position. No one is there. The rest are in heaven, but do they have what it takes to take all the members down? They're looking down at their loyal subjects. Pre-fire shots come through. but no one's on the other side. Frisco will find an entry, but it's down to 3. Sam will find another, now swinging around the corner. He will still look to find more, but it's same LOL that are taking them apart at the seams as they find yet another round, putting us at 8-3.
Yeah, I was just looking back at that. When they were pushing on mid, did he shoot at the wall to make him think that he was holding vents? I almost think that's what he, you know, I'll have to go back and watch that. But if he did, that was pretty smart because he did not realize that it was actually, he was holding closer to the wall. Because, I mean, I saw the shots coming out. There was nobody in vents, but I have to say, it's probably one of the you know, sneakier things I've seen, especially the fact that he was hiding there with the Venom wall. He would have been caught out real early, but phenomenal play here from the defense all around. Ohio catching some early frags along with Buds, and the entire team almost getting a team ace. I think one person ended up catching 2 just to get rid of the team ace, but regardless, doesn't do anything for the economy. Looking at the last round here,
My eyes are down.
coming in, the attacking team is 3-8. Now they're going to swap over to defense, where there is a little bit more of an advantage on defense. So this is still anybody's game. Coming in with 3 points onto defense, though. So great spot to be. Duck catching 1. It's going to be 2 down, 3. The attackers find 3. Now they have pretty much a clear path to. They can go either A or B, but it looks like they're going to opt to rotate towards A. No, they're going to drop the spike. They want to finish it out. They don't want anyone giving them any chance of coming back here. Or it was just an opportunity to put up the Venom wall.
I mean,
Yeah,
they
no,
have
they're
the
gonna go
resurrection available. They could look to try to get somebody back up and even things out back to a 3v4. I think Ohai be the best member to get back up. You see Sage hovering around mid, trying to look to get that resurrection. The resurrection will come through now a 3v4, but the spike, it's already planted. It's already gone. So the orbital strike will try to stop that plant and will actually take out Sam in the process. Now with the Viper's Pit not available, this is a very interesting round. The spike will still very likely be planted. Dawn will be the one that tries to get that aftershock, maybe putting him in trouble. Ohai will find that from range as well. But now the swings come through. Gangsta will find a kill onto Frisco. It's a 2v2. Ange with the Stinger, not the weapon that he's definitely going to want. But they will try to back off of the site. There's still 1 member remaining. Rolling Thunder will come through. He will find the kill onto Ohai, but the spike is currently being diffused. That's going to be the showstopper, but the clutch comes out as Buds sticks the defuse and wins the round, giving us a 9-3 first half. What a way to end it.
That was an absolute just battle of the utility there. We saw the kill with the with Breach's ability. You also had Raze coming in, using her ultimate to clear out the point just not in time. Amazing use, just a utility all around right there. It was just, you know, coming back and rezzing Ohai was probably the smartest thing they could have done because he came back and really cleared out the point. So waiting for that was a smart play there. Oh, it's just amazing to see both of these teams just coming up with these unique plays on each point, and their approaches are entirely different as well too. Now this could just be the pistol round, but it looks like you're gonna have Samuel try to do a full aggressive push here onto A, if not just try to rotate around as a group and push forward. But typically, you know, they've been spread out on the side of ABC when they were doing their pushes, so different approach, different stroke for different folks. Still slow but steady. Now you have the rotation through mid. 2 people holding that angle from sewers. They might catch themselves into a sticky situation as they peek forward. No, they're not going to hold them here. Wait just a second. No, they're not even watching that angle. They're letting them rotate through mid pretty much for free. With the exception of taking down Doug. Doug gets caught out. They're holding heaven, not letting anyone come up to heaven, but and holding the back of the piece here, so gonna flash them out, but it's gonna be 3v1, and it's gonna be the Ghost that does him in. Rotation comes around. You have all of Samuel rotating down. AGM catches the grenade. Roomba. Let them find
here we go.
Sage.
Yeah, Ohai gonna take out Lex, and now ABC up against the ropes. Gangsta will find a pretty quick kill onto Frisco, trying to watch both angles at once, but it's all up to him. And the odds are stacked against him as he turns around. And Buds will take him out back, take him out quickly. 3K for him. 2 rounds away from match point here for Same Lol. We've seen them before take out ABC. And they're in a position of power now. They've won the pistol. They have the economy to duel things out. The next round is where ABC will look to be competitive. They will have the credits to get a full buy. And maybe we see the return sweep, or maybe not. Same Lol can still remain in the driver's seat if they keep up the pressure as they look to do so in the next round.
Yeah, once again, opting to move in pretty much as a full squad rather than moving it in a very like spread out fashion, just putting a little bit of pressure in, I think is going to be what does them in. He's stunned but still manages to get the kill, but that still doesn't bode well for the attacking squad, as really that clears them out just a bit. Yeah,
I mean, Ange just put on a red cape and was like Superman, hopped right out with the Spectre. All down to AGM now. He will take a blind blast pack and take out Dawn, but still the spike is in Scuttle. AGM is going to need to pick that up, but it's a 2v1. One member is going to be tagged. Fault Line is going to try to catch him out, but not going to connect. Another Satchel will come out, but AGM just trying to catch both angles. And Ange now here with the rotation, going to look around the corner. AGM has already run away. I think they heard the rotation in through sewers. Lex going to try to spot things out, but it's already been cleared out. And now they will call the rotation over to that A side. AGM just trying to watch up into heaven. No one is there just quite yet. Lex going to rotate down through ramp. See how this plays out. AGM actually still holding on to the spike. And is that a pump fake? Wait a minute.
There's not enough time. Wait.
There's not enough time. Wait. No way. No way. What? Oh my goodness. AGM, what was that? With the clutch, finds 2 on the ramp and putting us at round number 11 for Same Lol.
I'm sitting here wondering, does he realize there's not enough time to rotate towards B? But, you know, my bronze brain just couldn't comprehend the idea of just letting them push forward and assume that he was going to rotate right through A. That was phenomenally done. And now it's a game. It's 11-3. ABC has everything in the world against them. They have the defender's advantage, but Same Lol moving together as a unit has really just been boding well. And it's funny because it's not even just them moving together as a unit is what's winning it. It's these single players coming forward and just fragging out and pulling these sick plays. Whereas before, when they were spread out, just as we see here, like now you have a little bit more of a spread out setup. This is where they were having issues with on the side of ABC earlier, where they just couldn't find those picks. So I think being super aggressive, getting early picks, and then falling back, and then baiting them out is going to be what wins them the rest of this match here. There it is. Flash comes in. Isn't enough to stop them here. Bud's catching Psalm right in the dome. They're pushing forward. They have B almost for free. Bud's vision is obscured just a little bit. Defense is rotating towards B here, but you have Duck waiting just for a chance to take somebody out. 2v2 here. Spike is in Brim's hands. Hanging out right towards the back of B. Waiting for some cover here. Ooh. AGM catches Siege. And now it's all about that rotation from Raze. Needs to push forward and go and get that bomb down. But is Gangsta, does he know where the bomb is at this point? Does he have that information? I
don't think he does. I don't think he does. Gangsta might be just saving that weapon. Now coming in through defender spawn. He will actually find someone on the other side. It's AGM, but with 13 seconds remaining, he have to plant the spike. He's got the time to do it, and that's why you see Gangsta rushing quickly on over. Gonna throw the paint shells off to that left side, and now around the pillar. Still looking around, gathering the information. The other person is on the other side of that pillar. Rocket going to be locked and loaded here. The showstopper ready to put on a show. And with 2 blast packs remaining, he can really use it to fly. Going to throw it around the side and will blindly find Frisco to defuse the round, giving ABC their first round in this second half.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at that point he was waiting for it. He used the sound cue to try to bait him out. And at that point, if he was in B alley, I feel like he would have been ballsy enough to push forward and try to go for the frag. He knew he wasn't going to push through there, so he's hanging around default. Why not shoot the rocket there? If not, I mean, if he wasn't there, then Raze is kind of SOL because now she has no rocket. Yes, she has the high ground, but she needs to go down to the low ground to try and defuse. So, you know, the options were limited, and she did exactly what she needed to do with what she had. Now the eco is looking pretty good for the attacking side. Still not that great for the defending side, even after 2 great rounds. They are pretty caught up. APM tries to catch somebody real early as they try to peek. Gonna walk through the slope where still somebody hanging out there. Right around the corner. The wall isn't perfect. I don't know if that's really what they wanted, unless they want to bait them to try to go through there, but still opportunity to be caught out. You have AGM and Kevin pushing forward. Caught out right in the dome with a bulldog. Not a great spot. You do have the res on Sage. She might try and go for it, but how did No Man's Land there? And showing exactly why he is at the top of the leaderboard. That's a team ace.
Yeah, same low. We're trying to get a little fancy with it. They were trying to push on through, not going to have the strength, the power, the strategy to really execute. ABC was just there at every single turn. And a clean ace, a flawless round coming out from the side of ABC. This will allow them a little bit more of a boost in economy. Definitely going to be feeling a little bit better. Don't have to buy new weaponry. They can save. But for Same Law, if they lose this round, they will not have the economy to save in that next round. The repercussions of this could be 11-7, but we'll see. As it's still up to Same Law, they'll start off the round hot. We'll get a kill onto Lex. Maybe open up that A site. Still undecided. Buzz now rotating up onto ramp, but we'll just walk onto the site. Now Ohai here waiting in the wings, looking at his perspective. He's ready to push in through mid. But it's so far a 4v4 for both these teams. And now they'll push in. The spray and pray will try to come through. They will get aggressive and make their way into ropes. Heaven Control not full on just yet. Bud's one of the last remaining members on this site, but the rest of the team will now start to join him. They're just trying to get the information that they need, but so far ABC still holding on.
Yeah, Budge was hanging out right below Heaven, waiting for an opportunity for maybe somebody to drop down, but nobody was going to do it. So now that they have almost like a pincher maneuver, they can go and completely collapse in on A Heaven here, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Is Ohai catches Gangsta right through the wall. Hellfire coming down onto the point. Gone. Duck pays for his life with that plant. Now it's a matter of securing the plant to get that 12th point on the clock, and just one more step towards getting back into the upper bracket here. Dawn hanging out over towards the back of A. It's really the defense's game to win here. Grenade comes in. Is he going to be able to avoid the blast just a little bit? Not a great spot to be. Every second the clock keeps ticking down. They have 2 choices. They can push forward or just wait for it. Hurt. Buzz getting caught right in the face. Here it is. That's another one. There's the defense completely wiped out. Bomb is planted. Bomb goes off. AGM looking to get away. Is able to get away just as it goes off, but Frisco isn't paid for it with his life. What does his money look like right now, though? Did it hurt him as bad as I think it did? Frisco able to buy, but it also puts him in a rough spot, whereas if he loses the next one, the team still, with the exception of Ohai, going to not have a great eco. Defense also not looking great if they lose the next one, but also not looking terrible. They all have about 1,000 with the exception of our buddy on the bottom there who's rocking the pistol. You know, not going to ask for that buy, but let's see another red out push coming in. Here comes the Viper ult onto point, I guess, to kind of keep them from planting A. Is that where that went out at? I really wish it would show that one.
It was mid. The Viper's pit is in mid. He's just trying to stop the push coming in from mid. Once they come in, it's a little scary. You start to get the decay. You start to lose some of your HP bars, and then you get sneezed on and you're dead. And Same Law definitely don't want to be in that situation. The Viper's pit, I believe it's up for as long as Viper is alive, so they're going to be in a little bit of a sticky situation. But still, there's a minute left on the clock. They've got a lot of time. They can definitely still play around with this. Snakebite going to come through. Not going to really do a whole lot of damage, but Sam just sitting in there like Keanu Reeves, just trying to survive, dodging all of the bullets, but off to the side, someone's going to get into an engagement with him, and Duck will be the one that comes out on top. Now, Neural Theft going to give them all of the information that they need. Now, Ohai going to push on in up into heaven. He's going to try to get the person hiding behind the box. Shots will come out, and Don will trade away down to a 3v4. ABC really needs to win this round, or else they're going to be out of the tournament. And trying to get a couple of shots. AGM will get one through the box. And now, 2 members remaining. Lex will find a kill onto Duck, but still a lot of work needs to be done on the site. Around the corner goes Gangsta. He will find 1. He will find 2. All down to 1 member. Now, the spike planted. It'll be Buds that finds Lex. It's a 1v1. Showstopper available here for ABC, but that's going to be the defuse. It starts to go out. Bud's going to drop down. Box behind it, and Buds will get the headshot he needs and come out on top as Samelaw move on to the grand finals.
What a match. Honestly, I think he had enough time to stick that plant, and I think that's going to be something that might, you know, I'll have to go back and check the timer, but oh man, that was rough. Still, came right down to the wire right there at the end. They started to find themselves. They started to find some footing, and, you know, it really ended up leaving them in a great spot here. And, you know, it's amazing. Look, we were talking about how Ange had the highest KDR of the entire tournament. Look at that. He's hanging down there. He's he didn't manage to pull through. Yeah, no, he is actually at the bottom here in this situation. Whereas Bud's still up there with the best of them. You know, he played. You know, he played. Didn't have Cypher, so I don't know. Split is a weird map. Whereas, you know, we didn't watch them play Split at all today. So maybe it just, you know, the advantage for them wasn't there. I mean, we saw them really kill it on defense, you know, on Bind and on Haven. But, you know, all in all, I'm really excited to see, you know, Samelaw go back and try to win it against Prospects. I mean, this is really their time to shine now. They already lost to them in the winners finals, and now they're showing, like, you know, we're ready to just go at it. Like, you know, they're warmed up. They've fought through some really tough teams as well. Like, if anyone's had a proving ground story, it's gonna be Samelaw. And, you know, you still have Prospects up there who they, you know, lost out to Mount Spaz last night in a pretty close matchup. So, you know, both of them are hungry for this final spot. You know, there's only one spot left in the T1 x NSG $25,000 Valorant qualifier, which is why we're doing this, as well as a $2,500 prize pool for this tournament. So, Mousepad made it through. For those who don't know, I do have the squad up there from yesterday, but just looking back at that match, I almost wish that was a best of 3, because I would have loved to see them on Bind or Haven.
Yeah, I have to tip my hat over to ABC, but Samelaw able to come out on top, and it looks like it's the same story that happened in the Vanguard Championship Series, where they, in the grand finals, Samelaw just 2-0'd ABC, sent them packing home, and it's the same story here too. ABC, especially Sam, needs to go back to the drawing board, think about his team, think about the roster that he's trying to put together here. And hopefully he'll be back on May 8th for some more Nerd Street Gamer action. But right now, it is Samelaw that'll move on and face Prospects who have already 2-0'd them. Will it happen again? We're going to find out in just a bit. And now with that, that's actually where we're going to throw to a break. That was the perfect transition. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to, yeah, let's grab a quick drink. Let's grab a quick beverage, because you don't want to miss this grand final action that's about to come. Get yourself cozy, go to the bathroom, do what you got to do, and we'll be right back with some Nerd Street Gamer action.
People want to talk that talk in reality. You have not seen me in action. You think the come up comes overnight. You ain't behind the scenes. Trust me, these things don't just happen. No shade to Gerald, but G's don't come easy when you trying to eat out producing and rapping. I read that contract you sent me to sign, but excuse me, I can't help myself, I'm just laughing. Hey, you try to cut out a piece of my pie, and I asked you politely, what's it that you offer me? Yeah, I produce all my own beats, and I have no intention of losing my publisher. Yeah, independent individual, boy, I've been eating off passive residuals. Yeah, let's be professional. Thanks for your time, but I had to decline at a principle.
Nigga me up.
Hey Mike, you ever feel like we're missing something? Come on, Ike. We have kebabs. We have a fan. Oh. And we have music. What could we possibly be missing, Ike? Yeah, I guess you're right. Wow, that sounds like a big one, Ike. That's it. That's what we needed. We needed more Mike and Ikes. It's been so long. I forgot about our legacy, Ike. I just wish there was a way to get more. But it's the last box. The last box on this deserted island. Wait, if E equals MC squared, and Mike and Ikes are made out of fruit, and fruit grows on trees, then based on the principle of candy versus the square root of the circumference of the earth, then... Huh. I can't believe that worked! I guess they are fruit flavored. Oh, good one, Mike! Yes!
You're the last one. Complete the mission.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a quick snack, because you are about to have the ride of your life. Two teams have made it here to the grand finals. Prospects, who are here to avenge their placement yesterday, and Same Lol as well, have made it through the losers bracket all the way up here now to face up against Prospects, who've been 2-0'd before, and now they look for revenge. Puns and buns, we are about to enter into a ride of a lifetime in this grand final. Two teams have been waiting a long time for this. Who do you think is going to come out on top?
So here's my thoughts. I mean, you already have the disadvantage coming in for Same Lol, so they're going to have to deal with the fact that they're going in on a map disadvantage. Prospects being the winner's bracket winner, they're 1-0 already. Same Lol, they fought their way through. They're nice in practice, though. They played against some new teams. They hopefully saw some new strats, have some new thoughts about what they could do to come in. So, you know, I'm very hopeful that it's going to be a very competitive match, but the cards are stacked against Same Lol. And, you know, Prospects, they're hungry. They were here before. They were here yesterday. And they fell, I believe. It was 2-0. No, it would have just been it actually went to the third map. That's right, looking back. Agents are still being picked in this match, but like I said, Prospects, I think they want it. And it's going to have to be Same Lol who says, I want it more.
Talk to me a little bit about how this works. So if Prospects loses the best of 3, they play in another best of 3 because Prospects hasn't fallen to the lower bracket yet. Is that how that works for this bracket specifically?
No,
so it's just best of 3, all the cards on the table.
Yeah, so what happens is they go in, it's a map advantage to whoever comes in from the winner's bracket. So they're already at 1-0. If the Prospects wins this next map, that's it. They've secured their spot, they've secured their cut of the $2,500, and they're ready to go. It's up to Same Lol in the next 2.
That is stakes on the road here for Same Lol. They have a big hurdle to overcome. We're already going to start hot in this pistol round here. Same Lol are going to try to push on in, but they will meet their maker as it's already a 4v3. Prospects on the defender side and Same Lol on the attacker side, and off to a hot start here in this first round. It's already a couple of kills on the board.
Yeah, I mean, they set themselves up with a very strong defense, and you know, the thing about Haven is that it's set up to be that once you are in the lead a bit, it's all you. I mean, the map is all yours. You can move the spike wherever you want to move it, and you're basically forcing the positioning of whoever's on either side. So here you see the defense has pushed attacking. They've pushed the attackers in a bit of a bind here. You have the spike down. They know where the spike is. So Duck has to power his way through and either get some frags or, well, get fragged, as he did.
Honestly, in this map, I'm like at the edge of my seat. Every round that Prospects wins, Same Lol is just putting their hands in their hair and starting to yank at it to pull it out. So I feel like the pressure is so incredibly on. And for Prospects, this may be just business as usual. They've got an entire map buffer to come out over Same Lol, but Same Lol are practiced. They just came over a dominant win over ABC. They're feeling comfortable. They're feeling confident, most importantly, but losing the pistol, nothing to be too afraid of. They'll have to go into an eco here and get the weaponry that they need for that next round. But again, it's Prospects that'll have that advantage. As you see, Winsome, not really sure what he's doing. I think that might be whipping his hair back and forth, but not what you want to do when the attackers are potentially pushing on in, but we'll see as they're just deciding where they want to go first.
Now, is there still 2 Winstoms on the side of Prospect? Oh my goodness gracious, he almost cut them all down, but could not find any headshots here. So yeah, there is indeed still 2 Winstoms on the side of Prospects here, so would love to know which one's the real Winsome and which one's the, well, whatever the heck their name is, so to look back at the bracket and see. But regardless of all that, already a great defense coming in, taking down 2. Spike is rotating around spawn, and it stopped rotating as Winsome's going to catch him in the dome. Oh hi saying oh bye, leaving it right back where it started, in the spawn.
Wow, wait.
CP2 is the other Winsome. Winsome and CP2.
Okay. All right, but I mean, that's all great and all, but CP2 just went on an absolute tear and went to the attacker spawn and turned on his Spectre, put it to destroy mode, and decimated the competition. So Same Law now have to get their full buy in effect, looking to do a little bit of damage here up against prospects. They're setting up with a 5-point spread at about every single entrance, one in window, one down long, one in C long. We'll see if they're going to get the information that they want. Church here just ready and prepared for anyone that pushes in through courtyard, but of course he's going to see nobody. Bigsby going to start things off hot. An aggressive push down long. He'll make his way into Dragon and now will retreat as he gets a frag. Not really sure what happened there, but have to tip my hat over to Bigsby as he just said, I am in your head. I am living there rent-free. And he comes in, takes him down, and now Same Law down a man advantage. Let's see how they handle with the rest of the round.
Yeah, I mean, one thing's for sure, they're not going to do that again. They're going to leave C where it's at. They're going to rotate towards the bomb is back into the spawn there, and it's got a camera on it too. So, that spike going nowhere until they want to decide where they're going to engage.
Cage triggered.
Duck tried to get a little bit of intel, and what he has learned is that bullets hurt, as he gets a couple shots in from heaven on A. So now their options really are push to A or B, or find themselves a little bit of a power and push through C. But Ohio is going to catch one. So now it's a 4v4. They're feeling a little bit more confident. They have the spike now. They're going to rotate through mid. Winsome going to be catching them in from the C side of B. The wall is up. They get the charge in. Going to catch it.
No.
Right in the dome. But right as the plane walks through the fire and flames to make sure this defense comes in. Briscoe gonna catch one with the utility there. Now it's a 1v3. There is 4 seconds left on the clock. No time left to plant. Now it's a matter of just saving. And saving he will, as I don't believe anyone will be able to find him in time, and he won't be able to plant. And that's going to be another great defense here for the prospects, who are really gunning for this shot at the Invitational.
Yeah, it's Same Law. Listen, if this was a boxing match, I would be up on the ropes asking my coach to tap out. This is not a great start whatsoever. You get to a point where you're even in weaponry and still somehow Winsome just turns it on and is able to, even through the fire and the flames, like you said, just survive and duel out. I believe it was Don. I'm not quite sure who he dueled out, but he was just a force to be reckoned with there. And you could even see him again. He's on the board already, down to a 4v4. Duck taken dangerously low, 11 HP in a dream. But Same Law just trying to crack the armor that is prospects. Looking for any opportunity that they can find as they poke and prod their way through, gathering information along the way. Buds will try to hold up here in the corner. Banana Winsome will find a frag onto AGM. And again, it's the Winsome show. We got the twins. They're doing a lot of damage. Of course, one Winsome down, but down a man advantage. Same Law still looking for an opportunity to enter onto a site.
Buzz doesn't know exactly. Yeah, it looks like he's going to choose to do the approach, or at the very least, make him think that he's going to be pushing forward. He saw somebody's leg. He saw someone came through. He knew he was there, but Sova had the advantage. Came through and knocked him right in the dome. Frisco coming back to avenge his friend. Brim is not able to get the bomb down as Winsome finishes him off, leading him to a 4-0 on the defense. Not too surprising, though, once you have a lead on the defense. Not too easy for the attackers to bring themselves back. Full buys all around. Eco not looking great for the attacking team. Ohio still at the top of his board, but it's early on enough that it doesn't really mean all that much. Now they're going to be hanging out towards A and mid. Maybe a little bit of pressure here on C just to see exactly what they have holding there. But if my calculations are correct, maybe an op back into C. But I don't think I saw an op purchase. Gonna be breaking the doors on garage.
Oh wow, this is just a spicy fight. Winston will enter, find a kill onto Buzz. Flashpoint as well coming out. He's gonna find another. There's still one more remaining. Rolling Thunder gonna let him push on in. He will turn the corner and find AGM with a beautiful 3K, and now looking out the window, peering on the perch. Frisco will find 2 kills, very needed kills in this round, and up behind him is going to be a wild Winsome trying to take him down. Oh, high here as well, flashing point as well. Winsome, he's caught blinded by the light. Baby J will find a frag, swinging around the corner is Frisco, down to a 1v1. Spike up around into the B lobby, but it's Baby J that'll find the frag that he needs and come out on top.
Just got to go back to that Winsome play there. He was essentially saying, listen, guys, if you're not going to come to me, don't worry. I'm on my way to you. Pushing forward right to their spawn. Doesn't even give them a chance to peek into A. And absolutely guns right through them. The defense manages to sweep it in. I didn't even see half the other kills. The gunfight just absolutely erupted there. And it was just, you know, a massacre. With Prospects being
Keep them
out. With one person left alive. I didn't even see anyone else lose their life on the side of Prospects here. But pushing forward, Eco really in a rough spot here for the attacking team. Duck manages to find himself a Vandal though. Pushing forward, putting a little bit of fire down there on A, taking a couple pot shots here. They're not going to play as aggro as they did earlier here. Onto A, 2 stacked up on C though, with a wall there just to add that extra little. Please don't come into my home. Practicing good social distancing, keeping them out. Now it's a B and A option, unless they really want to push through garage. And if they do, they just open it up by getting rid of that raise that was holding that there.
Around the corner, that's going to be Baby J. Ohai will find that frag, and now here comes the push in. It's a 3v4. Prospects are still trying to scramble on towards that C site. A lot of utility has been used already. The fault line coming through. Josh just trying to find out, is it going to be the push or was it the fake all along? The rest of same lull now. 40 seconds remaining. They will rotate over towards that A site. Slow walking in the moonlight down Banana. Now there will be one member there who will catch them out. We're going to look at Bud's perspective. He'll hop in. The Sheriff is not enough, but there's another Sheriff in town. It's Frisco. Around the corner he goes, but the spray is not enough as the Winsome clone will find 3. And all down to 1 member remaining. It's Ohai. He's going to be pushing on through. He's got the Rolling Thunder. He's got the fault line, but behind him from spawn will be Church, and he will take him exactly there and take him down with Prospects winning 6 straight.
Committing that Cypher ult just to make sure they knew exactly where he was just enough to secure them the round, but I don't know if it was entirely necessary because they really had that lockdown. You had somebody on the rotation that I don't even think some of the best players would have realized there was somebody rotating from C in that way. And, you know, he didn't even think of it himself, obviously, either. But once again, Eco is just not looking fantastic. They're, you know, losing round after round. It's 0-6. There's just enough for Buds to buy something, but they're going to have to win another round if they're going to win another shot here, because if they lose the next round after a full buy, they're going to be in a rough spot. Church already catching 1. Winsome also following up with a headshot. That's 2. They have the intel, too. They see 2 there. He's blind, and now he's blind and dead.
I have got my hand on my face as Winsome is just going for the ace. He's behind enemy lines. Church will steal it away. And it's kill after kill. Of course, the eco there for same lull, but Prospects, they want that 2,500. They want to go play some rank together. They want to get out of this tournament as fast as possible because they are just cleaning up shop. 7-0 start for them. Slame lull now. 5 ultimates available. Maybe they're going to be able to do some damage now with the weaponry that they will be able to buy, but it's still Prospects round after round that are just showing their prowess.
Have you ever seen that meme of the, you know, it's the guy in the tank and he's got the sword and he's just like, bring me in closer. I want to hit him with my sword. That's pretty much Winsome right now. He is like pushing forward. We saw him go out the classic and he's just like, listen, I've got this, don't you worry. Speaking of got this, we just saw the trade right there. Almost at the same time. You have Baby catching someone with that operator. Bud's all stunned out, jumping around with a knife. Not a whole lot that can really happen here. Winsome rotating around. If anyone's going to get a knife kill in this game, it's going to be Winsome. I'm already calling it. Either one. Both of them absolutely dominating forces. The Winsome on breach doing his work. Josh, gnoming AGM. Now it's a Sage with the spike. And not a whole lot of chances here to finish it out. Going to try and stutter step, get shot in. But every angle there's someone there. And it's like a horror movie. You already know it's going to happen. They're holding right there on Garage.
Oh, that's rough. That you hate to see it. Right around the corner, Josh was just waiting in the wings. And to be honest, you just lost an op. Maybe that was the call there was to save. You've got a team that now has the economy to buy, but if you save that operator, that's one less weapon for you to buy. And, you know, you get boosted up in the econ ratings, and then when we talk about it in the post-game show, your name's up there. No, I'm just kidding. But regardless, the operator is still super, super important, especially considering it's such an expensive weapon. We see it here on Baby J, and he started off with a frag, and now he still gets to buy another one, but the same cannot be said for Same Law.
Going to be holding that same angle there, waiting for somebody just to peek their head through. Whole lot of ultimates on the side of Same Wall. First one coming in, though, from the side of Prospects, shooting that Hunter's arrow right through the wall, isn't able to catch anybody. Just a little bit of a slow wait here on C. I think they're looking to maybe contest the long, or just wait it out and see. Maybe they'll think, oh, they're probably right. They're not coming through. Duck coming in and coming down as he goes through the window and ends up on the ground. Josh RT finds another headshot. Another tough round here for the attacking squad, as now they have the spike and they're holding here at C. And Raze is just... Is Raze there?
Ooh,
is Raze just...
I think AGM...
Ooh.
No, I think AGM may have disconnected, but unfortunately you're not allowed to pause when the game is actually playing. You can pause during the buy time, which can allow a player to reconnect, but in this situation... Even if Raze is back, it's still a 2v5, a very difficult scenario, but they will find out Raze very, very quickly. I think they may have seen the spike, Frisco with the kill now, but he needs to know that behind him there is another player. Winsome will be there to catch him with his open arms. And now it's all down to the disconnected Raze. It's AGM.
No, they're back.
Oh, wait. Oh, he's back. Actually gets the frag. He's going to try to duel things out, picking up the spike. He's going to get another. He's looking for that third, but he will not find it as Winsome will clean up shop. And a dominating first half here, 9-0. What a start here for Prospects.
Yeah, that is rough, buddy. That is just rough. I don't know if it was a strat or if it actually happened. We'll have to go back and actually ask. I don't think that was a strat. There's no way in heck that would have been like, you know, the other team would have known that they were just standing there AFK. You know, there's enough of a delay on the stream that they, we'll find out later what happened there. But rough spot to be as Baby finds Frisco right in the dome through the wall. AGM rotating through back where they were when they were AFK. Uses the rumor to find out where they are. Here comes the Sonic Arrow. Blast gets a little bit down to 33. Winsome, though, helping out his buddy, keeping him alive by taking down AGM. It looks like they're shooting the Sheriffs, but it doesn't seem like they're shooting the Prospects. Spoke too soon.
Duck here with the kill on the Sheriff. Yeah, spoke too soon. Winsome will be taken down, but it's still a little bit of an eco round here for Same Law. Just trying to make ends meet with what they have, and what they have is definitely not enough in comparison to Prospects.
I know exactly where you are.
He's going to try to use the neural theft, see where everyone is. All down to one member. It's Duck. He's rushing through. He's got no armor, but a Phantom and a Dream. He's got the spike, going to try to push on through. There's one on the site. I believe it's Josh who's waiting in Link. Duck just trying to see who's going to come in through the doors. They swing together, and swing together they shall. Finding a kill onto Duck. 10-0. Puns and buns. Do I see a 13-0?
We don't see anything yet. We don't want to call anything too soon. There is a chance to bring back. Hey, maybe they're a defensive team. Who knows? We'll see as they're getting ready to set up. But it's looking grim. I will be with you there. Things are looking grim for the Same Law. But this is where stories are made. This is where you see the YouTube 10-hour compilations of amazing comebacks. Things can happen here, but they're going to need to work hard. Here comes Winsome using that. I was going to say, does that work? Is that going through?
It looks like it's working. Oh, Church going to find a frag onto Frisco, and now things will start to open up. It's a 4v3 as AGM will make his way through C short. A couple of frags have already started to come through on the A side. The Odin is mowing them all down. The Allfather is coming into play here. And now it's still down to a 4v2. I have no. Can we have a quick look at the scoreboard just to see how many? Yeah, let's have a quick look. Oh, that's going to be one that mows him down, but it's the scoreboard that'll tell us it's just one, and it's Winsome, who feels like bringing him out. 2 ops and an Odin. Never thought I'd ever see that.
Yeah, that. Oh man, they are, like I said, they are set up here for a really, really tough comeback. This means that if they lose this here, they need to win every single match moving forward. Okay, so it's 2 ops, 2 Odins. They're rotating through. They are, 2 ops, a Phantom, I believe, and 2 Odins. They're going to go for the option. Isn't able to get it. Charges the shock shard. All right, here you go. Duck getting the first frag. Charge catching one with an Odin himself. Here it comes. Odin goes in, catches 2. Winsome just got it. Catches a shot from Buds, though. What do you do? This is just a rain of bullets. 2 with the operators and superpowered Duck. Coming in with a double, though. He's not messing around. He's ready to. He's like, listen. Don't be that way. Don't play that way. They take their first round. They're not going to let themselves get memed on that hard.
That is the Castle Curse coming into full effect. Literally the first round that I mentioned. We maybe see a 13-0. Same Law just comes back, giving us that first half, and now the sides will swap. Prospects will go on to attack. Same Law will go to defense. We will update that scoreboard shortly as we are entering into the first pistol round here. Prospects, if they win this one, they could win it all here. We're going to have to wait and see as now Same Law are on the defender side. And like you said earlier, this may be their comfort spot. See if that will be the case.
Yeah, this is rough. I mean, like, listen, we said that they need to win every single match in a row in order to win this out. But to be fair, the other team did win every single match in a row to start this out. So it's not impossible. AGM getting a couple pistol kills out onto the pro station. Raised, and look, they're starting out pretty good. They're shutting down the offense really strong here. There's only 3 people left here. They're pushing forward right into their spawn. Spike is down there. They do get the plant money. There goes one down. Cypher's gonna get caught. You have Sova hanging out in Cubby, but snap time. Gonna have to go down, and it's gonna be the next point for Same Low here as they can begin what is going to be an arduous journey to attempt to bring this back. They have one match. They have 1 round of error that they can allow.
Yeah, they have a pretty small buffer up against Prospects. Of course, winning the pistol is going to net them a couple of Spectres. They may be able to turn it on here. Best case scenario, at least for them now at this point, they can win this round, put them at 3-11, but it's still going to be a long way to go once Prospects finally get some weaponry on the board. We'll see ghosts across the board for the team. Don't expect a lot of utility, especially since they want to save up for at least a couple of Vandals and Phantoms in that next round. You can see here not everyone has utility. Just a few here. Ohio will just mow them all down. Frisco as well will participate in the spray and pray. Down to 2 members. Prospects will try to swing around the corner. Baby J will find 1, but it's a quick cleanup. Now the janitors got to come in and sweep them all up to get us ready for that next round.
Yeah, this is. I mean, we know that you lose. Like, chances are you're not winning the pistol round after losing the first pistol. Well, if you lose the first pistol round, you probably lose in the second round. But you don't normally lose it like that. So, Eco looking better for the defending team here because obviously they saved up. They didn't spend too much money to start out.
This goes here.
But for the attacking team, rather, they losing that out again was not ideal. But we're going to watch as they go for what seems to be an A push, but they're going to have to run into 3 here. As it's a massacre. 2 down. That's an even trade here. Another headshot. That's 2 on 2. They are just running at each other. Like, it's almost like jousting. Frisco is the last one left here on the defense here. He's going to be met by Baby.
Oh.
Catching a shot right in the dome.
Oof, this is going to be a very rough scenario here. Prospects. I mean, sorry for Same Lol. They are they lost that second round there, which is usually one that you win, especially when you have Spectres, but somehow, some way, Prospects just are able to run and gun and then finish off strong. But now, Same Lol in a tough scenario. They've got themselves a Vandal, a couple of members unfortunately having to buy the Sheriff and a Ghost, so kind of bits and pieces from the junkyard. Hopefully some of it will come on through. The camera will spot out quite a bit, pushing down A long. Ohai will start a kill with the operator onto Winsome, but it'll be quickly traded away onto Frisco. Another kill coming out from Ohai. The operator coming into full swing, but the barrier orb going to stop him from pushing forward.
Ult coming in from Breach. Doesn't manage really to do too much, but it is an even fight right now. AGM rotating around, trying to catch any stragglers who maybe were waiting at A, but finds a Cypher, but isn't able to click fast enough, getting caught out by Sova, who is watching their back. This is it. It's all down to Budge. Budge needs to get 4 in order to stop this plant and to win this out. Here it is, pushing forward very slowly, watching A. Is anyone even here at A? No, they're pushing towards B. He's now going to have to wait for the plant. You have one person rotating around, going to be hanging out in the back. Here it comes. Going to be rotating around.
Well,
he's going to be caught. Oh, no. Someone behind him. Looks like that's going to be it. He's down and out. That's it here. And it's going to be Prospects, after losing out in the finals yesterday, taking the win, moving forward, and invited to the $25,000 tournament. T1X Nerd Street Gamers. Super excited for tomorrow. What a match. What a domination. Just the word of the day is wow.
There is another wow, because things just got a lot more interesting for Prospects. Another team has been announced from T1. It's Team Shroud. Shroud, Hiko, Justin, Nothing, and Relics. What a monster of a team that Prospects have to go up against tomorrow. But nevertheless, congratulations to them. They faced their demons after qualifier number 1, lost to M-Spaz, had a little bit of a rough time, almost made it through. And here they came back swinging, and swinging they did. What was it, 13-1? Oh, wow. They really brought up the heat. They turned it up, and congratulations to them. Cool 2,500 for them, but they have got a bigger showing tomorrow that they're going to have to put on for the rest of the teams up in the T1 Invitational.
It's amazing what a little zero can do, and it's going to go from 2,500 to now they're gunning for a $25,000 prize pool. But before we wrap up things, we do want to give a thank you to our sponsors and our partners. For one, thank you to T1 partnering with us on these qualifiers to allow teams to go from the amateurs into these, what we would call pro, because there's not really a pro scene yet. But it's going to be an amazing qualifier. So thank you once again for teaming up with this. Really excited for tomorrow. Thank you to Mike and Ike for being our presenting sponsor of both the event tomorrow and our NSG online tournaments. Check out nerdstreetgamers.com to see those tournaments, and head over to @Mike and Ike if you want to give @Mike and Ike just a little bit of love for helping make this happen. And finally, thank you to Zip Chair for keeping my butt nice and comfy during this entire cast, which has actually been a little bit shorter than some of the other casts, because these games actually kind of went really quickly. There was a lot of dominating factors here, but once again, we want to thank everyone. And also, if you want to support the nerds, we got some merch, and the merch looks pretty cool too. It's the nerd merch. You can get a discount on that merch too. It's going to be Valorant 10, I believe, is the code once we see that pop up here on the screen. Yep, Valorant 10 for 10% off. Some awesome Nerd Street hoodies. You can rock it. You can rock it with your blockout, with your nerd blockout. That's right. I said it, and I'm probably going to have to deal with that on Monday. But save my job and buy some merch. Once again, I have been Puns and Buns, and I want to thank you guys so much for watching. My awesome caster, Stemo, and I'm going to let him take it away to finish this out.
Thanks, everyone. Hope you guys have a good night. I know some of you are probably going to go on to play some rank games, so I hope you rank up, and we'll see you guys next time at Nerd Street Gamers.